What in God did George do? First stream gets canceled, now him at this point. May as well call them assholes and call it a day. I don't know, Chun-Li. It feels like a few years ago, people were discovering that, like, all the Smash Brothers streamers were, like, pedophiles or whatever. And now it seems like all of the Minecraft, like, people are, like, weird, at least. You know? Okay, GeorgeNotFound. We're not split on this. Pray for J6 prisoners. Believe in the J6. Damn. Wardust, get him. Hi, Cold Filtered. Who do you want me to get? Cold Filtered. I don't know who to get. You're telling me to get somebody, but... Anyways, GeorgeNotFound. This is his logo, I guess. Which is really subpar, honestly. That is such an ugly fucking logo. What the fuck? They couldn't do anything better? We don't know, just get them. They couldn't do anything better than this. Looks like a Predator logo. Jesus Christ. Dawn says it looks like a bent paperclip. Fairy Queen says that logo looks like the warped Superman symbol on his evil clone brother. I don't think I've ever seen that. What's the evil clone brother's name? What is the name of the evil clone brother of Superman? Y says, wait, this is crazy. Bizarro. Okay, okay. Tell me you drew your logo in PowerPoint without telling me you drew it in PowerPoint. Do you mean like Paint? Microsoft Paint? Bizarre. Okay. Yeah, let me look up Bizarro. Bizarro. It looks kind of like it. Here. Looks kind of like it. I want Microsoft Power Paint. Okay. Kay says, I'm sorry I'm late. What's so disturbing? We haven't gotten to it yet, but I may have put disturbing in the title to get people to come in. I watched him in the 90s Superman, the animated series. I guess, yeah, it does kind of look like it. Anyways, shitty logo. Okay. So, George Davidson is known online as GeorgeNotFound, abbreviated GNF, is an English internet personality, YouTuber, and Twitch streamer. He gained substantial popularity in 2020 and 2021 through uploading Minecraft content. Alongside content creator and frequent collaborator Dream, Davidson founded the Dream SMP, a Minecraft role-playing server consisting of multiple storylines and characters. As of July 2023, Davidson's 5 YouTube channels have all collectively reached over 15.2 million subscribers and over 742.1 million views. So he started his career mainly playing Minecraft, it seems, and doing Minecraft tournaments and championships or whatever. Also regularly collaborates with Dream and Sapnap. There's a video where he wears a shock collar around his arm while playing Minecraft. So every time he took damage in the game, it shocked him. He's also colorblind? Wait, I thought Dream founded SMP? Lamau? He did found it. Yeah, he did. These guys worked together, I guess. Davidson formed the Dream SMP Minecraft server with Dream. Okay. He also is on Twitch. He also tweeted that his application for US visa was accepted. He currently lives with Dream and Sapnap in Orlando, Florida. Damn, okay. That's why it's called Dream SMP, yeah. You're the first one to cover this on YouTube? Am I really? Maybe I should change my title then. Well, I'm just gonna put GeorgeNotFound allegations as the first thing. Well, actually, no, I won't change it. Yes, George and Dream are the first few to join. No, Dream founded it. George is his friend who he invited to the SMP. The wiki is bullshitting. Oh, okay. The wiki is very wrong. Okay, I don't know. I don't know anything about the Minecraft community, okay? I don't know anything about the Minecraft community. Minecraft community implodes with disturbing allegations. Okay, I'm just saying as someone who's very involved in the Minecraft YouTube community. Okay, Wise, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. Is there a place, Wise, where I can get the better information than this Wikipedia? Let me see. Oh, Wikitubia, maybe? Let's see what Wikitubia has to say about GeorgeNotFound. Okay, George Davidson. He frequently collaborates with fellow Minecraft YouTubers Sapnap, Bad Boy Halo, and Dream, and is part and co-founder of the Minecraft Dream SMP server along with other streamers and YouTubers. Damn. I can tell you all about him, about GeorgeNotFound. George's first public video was uploaded October 25th, 2019, titled Minecraft Enderman Destruction Time-Lapse. Many of his videos are Minecraft challenge videos, typically following the title format Minecraft Butt or Minecraft Hunter versus Speedrunner. Yeah, I mean, if you want to tell us about him, you know, I wouldn't mind. you know, I'm just going off of the information that is available to me. Chun-Li says he's colorblind. He isn't the founder of Dream SMP. Dream is George and Dream's friend who was invited to the SMP. I don't know why all these websites keep saying that he's a co-founder then. So he has severe protanopia, red-green colorblindness. He's got pets. Guys, there are Minecraft streamers on TikTok now. Did you know that? I saw it today when I woke up and I looked through TikTok. This lists all these championships. He's part of the collaborative group Dream Team, which consists of himself, Dream, and Sapnap, and unofficially Bad Boy Halo. He starred in the Austin show's Lover Host, where he successfully matched with Just a Minx right after the pair went on a Minecraft date. Oh god. Imagine being on Lover Host and matching with Just a Minx. Like, can you imagine? Maybe that's where it all went downhill. He's a fan of the Harry Potter franchise. Shit, George met Wilbur Soot on July 13, 2020 near a Pizza Hut restaurant in Brighton, England. Yo, Ranboo got a good following on TikTok before joining the DSMP? Damn. Okay. While driving to Florida, Sapnap was in a call with George. When Sapnap arrived at Dream's house, Sapnap hung up on George. George considers this memory his least favorite memory with the Dream Team. Why? He's met multiple other YouTubers in real life, including Wilbur Soot, Tommy Innit, Tubbo, Quackity, Jack Manifold TV, Fundy, and Ranboo. So yeah, he is a pretty big Minecraft YouTuber. And just to kind of like get a feel, let's look at one of his most recent videos. Maybe this one, 150 days in VR. I lived inside Minecraft for 150 days. He is almost as big as Dream. Okay, interesting.
One day I had a really interesting thought. What would it be like to wake up inside of Minecraft? But then I thought, what would it be like to actually live in Minecraft? So in this video, for 50 hours straight, which is 150 Minecraft days, I'm gonna live every second of my life inside virtual reality Minecraft. I'm gonna have to do everything, from eating, drinking, and even sleeping without ever seeing the real world. This was actually a crazy journey that probably no one has ever experienced before. This video literally took me over 2 years to fully edit, so if you enjoy it, please consider subscribing and liking this video. And let's enjoy this adventure together.
Okay, whatever. We're skipping forward.
Iron. Yes, I can cook all my iron up with this. More iron. Can I reach that? Yes, I can. This is fine. But when I have to bend down, that's not cool. I don't like that.
When you have to bend over?
What, Carl? Where are you? Wait, Tubbo. I literally have to jump in real life to jump.
You actually?
Wait, oh my god. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. Here, let me get upstairs. Hang on. Here we go. I over jumped it. I'm just like looking around the corner. I don't know if I can do this. So I'm gonna like try pop a jump and then run and then swoop around the corner.
Yeah,
Here we
yeah,
go.
go on. No!
That is not fair. Okay, I'm going for it. I just fell off the edge. No, stop doing that. I don't like that sound. Right,
Okay, so it looks like he does a lot of that kind of stuff. How did this happen? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Without Dream, he'd be nothing, to tell the truth. The Dream SMP took off his career as it did to Tommy Ranboo and many other members. Yeah, DSMP jump-started so many streamers' careers. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Stardust, can you stream some Minecraft? I have in the past. I'm not very good at it. I'm not a good Minecrafter, okay?
Sorry about that. Here, cat. Yes, quick. The raid is right here. Quick. I know. Yes. Yes, I know. The raid is scary. No. You want the fish? Yes.
Okay, so basically, yeah, we get a kind of, we understand what's going on here, you know?
One day I had a really interesting thought.
So we understand what YouTuber he is. Stardust, I think you're one of the very best streamers, and there are good things in your future. Thank you. Well, I am working still on the Frogan hit piece. It will be under construction over the next few days. But Fall Guys gang, so true. But it sure takes time, damn. It does, yeah. And it's a lot of luck, honestly. So what happened is this girl, Caitibugzz, came out with allegations, I guess, against GeorgeNotFound. Sorry, but I just joined. What allegations? Also, you're really pretty. Thank you. Chun-Li says, I don't know what he did, LOL. All I know is I saw him saying he was going to live stream soon about the controversy. Do we know what he even did or is being accused of? We're going to watch it. What? I watch her. Yeah, so this girl came out with, so let's see. She's a streamer as well, Caitibugzz. She's got 203K followers on Twitch. I wonder if she has a YouTube. Oh, yeah, she does have a YouTube. But I'm assuming, as most Twitch streamers, yeah, her YouTube is not as big. It's 60.9K subscribers, which is nothing to, like, you know, nothing to scoff at, right? It's pretty good number. But yeah, she's much bigger on Twitch, it seems. And so she recently, and looks like she mostly streams just chatting. So yeah, she recently came out with this video here. And so she makes some statements about GeorgeNotFound here, but she's very vague about it. It was only confirmed to be GeorgeNotFound later when her friends confirmed it on Twitter. Dude, him and Wilbur, damn, I might as well leave the MCYT community as a whole. Is a dumpster fire now? Well, we'll see. We don't know if, like, what these allegations are going to be, right? So let's take a look, okay? Let's take a look. I thought George was gay. I don't know anything about George.
Hi, mods. Hi. I love you guys.
A pee-pee pumper. What's with the attitude, bro? Come on, chill. Okay, we're just waiting for her to say her shit.
Hi, chat. Hi. Hi, chat. I wanted to talk to you guys about something today.
Wise says people ship Dream and George, but to my understanding, both of them are straight. Interesting. Okay, Chloe Smith says yes, I guess to affirm that, so...
I apologize, because it'll probably be a bit hard.
Less than 3. She's barely started speaking. She's barely started speaking, and she's already teary. Chun-Li says Dream was accused as well, like, by fans who hate him. It's all false information backed up with no proof. This is another case of someone wanting to now cancel one of his friends for association. Chun-Li, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Because she's only said a few words here, and she's already, like, pretty emotional, which is pretty wild. So, this is a train wreck? Yeah. She hasn't left the station, and it's a drama. Yeah. Yeah. If I don't hear the word police in 5 minutes... What are you talking about, Twitch Tweaker? 2024K Odyssey says she hasn't talked, and it's a drama. Well... Chun-Li says they're all the same, fake tears, fake emotions, want to cancel Dream and his friends for no reason, just for existing. Chun-Li, I don't know about that. So, like, I get what you're saying, but I don't think, I don't know about that. I think we have to wait and see, right? I think we have to wait and see what she says, right? And even then, we need to wait and see, because this guy, GeorgeNotFound, is going to be streaming as well. Does he, by the way, the GeorgeNotFound people in the chat, does he stream on YouTube or does he stream on Twitch? Let me know, because I should keep an eye on when he is about to go live, right? So, Twitch, okay. I'll take a look.
I won't have the chat on the screen because I can't read it right now. I also turned off all the alerts so I could talk. I'm sorry. I didn't think I would cry.
Damn, already crying. Already crying. Damn, she's really upset about something. I wonder. Jesus. Yeah. Already crying. God damn, dude. Okay, all right.
Funny enough, I wrote it down because I didn't think I thought I wouldn't have anything to say. You know, I thought I'd freeze up when I went live, which I kind of have, but I didn't think I'd cry. I wrote down what I want to say on stream today. I hope that's okay, because I get really anxious when talking about important things, and I don't want to missay anything, and I want to make sure that I'm saying everything I want to, and in order to do that, I wrote it down last night.
Chun-Li says, honestly, I disagree. Dream was trending so many times, accused of PDF. He proved that they all had no backed up evidence and even ghosted contacting authorities, even though they said they called them. I don't know. See, Chun-Li, these are not allegations against Dream that this girl is levying. She has allegations, I guess, against GeorgeNotFound. So let's listen to her first, like Ashes of Fire is saying. Let's listen to her first and let's wait and see. I don't think it's right to write off accusations before we've even heard them. I don't think it's right to completely affirm them either before we've heard them, right? It could be a miscommunication. It could be who knows what. It could be nothing. We don't know. We need to listen to her first, okay?
Because I knew I would be like this, and I knew I wouldn't be able to talk properly. So,
dude, she's really upset. She's really upset. She hasn't even started reading her statement, and she's so upset. Holy shit.
I probably won't, I again apologize, I probably won't look up during the stream. I'll be reading on my phone, but I wanted to read this instead of tweet it because I wanted it to come from me, and I want you guys to hear it.
I don't think this girl is faking being in pain. I just don't know what the extent of the allegations are, right? We'll see. We'll see what the allegations are. But I don't think it's fair to accuse her of like faking crying or faking tears or whatever, right? It's pretty clear to me that she's like actually physically and, you know, feeling pain from this. Is your prophetic powers telling you whether she's sincere or not? Okay, I'm not going to make that allegation right now. I'm not going to say whether things are real. I'm not going to say whether things are fake right now. We've barely heard her speak. So, jeez.
From me, it's really hard for me to talk about, but I feel like it's important for other people to hear it.
Good God. Good God. Imagine, like, we start hearing the allegations and it's like some nothing burger. That would be fucking wild. I would be like, yo, damn, girl, you need some work. Jesus Christ, dude. That is true. Even if she is or she isn't, it doesn't matter, because if she is, then it makes it worse. Yeah, well, we'll see. Like, goddamn, dude. But yeah, she definitely looks like she's really hurt over something, so. Ashes of Fire says, I'm sure if you were talking about something like this live with a lot of people watching, you would be crying too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. This girl looks much younger than me, though. So, you know, I don't know. She looks much younger than me, so.
I'm sorry, I'm scared.
Dude, why is she scared? Why is she scared? Oh my God.
I'm gonna start reading. Shit, I look a fucking mess.
She doesn't look like a mess. She's still very cute, despite, you know, crying. Okay.
Okay. I want to start this by saying I wouldn't be here without Shelby. I was ready to disappear with this secret forever. I never knew that creators were allowed to talk about these kinds of things, and I guess I'm still new to it all. I just didn't feel brave enough, and I still don't. But her strength made me feel like it may be okay. A little while ago, my story had almost been leaked without me knowing, so here it is on my terms.
Okay, wow, interesting. She's scared probably because of what she's trying to say, and or because she knows of how big a following George has, and we saw what happened with Wilbur. I actually don't know what happened with Wilbur. I know that, all I know is that the Wilbur Soot allegations and Shubby, all I really know is that she came out with these allegations. I wonder if we should watch, I almost wonder if we should watch Shubby's video first, you know? Because we haven't watched that. I almost wonder if we should watch her video first. All of his fans were defending him just because they were fans of him. Well, I knew a couple of content creators who seemed to be going really hard at Shubby, but I didn't think it was like a smart move of them because we didn't have Wilbur's statement yet, you know? Okay, we might just have to. Sorry, guys. I'm such a pause Andy. I'm so sorry. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull up Shubby's thing, okay? Jesus Christ. I'm such a pain in the ass. I know, I'm sorry. I am very sorry, okay? Wilbur was biting people, including his friends, very hard and leaving bruises. That shit is so fucking weird, dude. It really is. It's so fucking weird.
I have...
Okay. Chomp, chomp. Damn. Hi, Ordala. Hot. Vivian the Demon says she's lying, it's all fake, she wanted attention. Watch her VOD because it will help you understand her situation. Okay. This out, throw this out, throw this out. Okay. All right. And let's do this. Well, not Joe Biden. I know. Okay. I know. Okay. But that wasn't all. Shelby was okay with getting bit. She was not okay with getting hurt. I see. What's worse is that Shelby had a safe word, and whenever she said it, he would bite down harder. Jesus, dude. Jesus. Okay. What is the link for this? Okay. All right. So we're gonna watch. Wait, what? Why is this not working? Fuck. Okay, we might just have to watch it because it looks like that video might be down. It looks like that video might be down. Dude. Okay, let's resume.
Here's my story. Last year, at the beginning of...
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me just check one more thing. Let me see. Is it up here? Okay, no, it's fine. It's there. Okay, it's just this thing having an issue. So strange. That's so strange. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Well, anyways, let's watch
I
this.
have always liked telling my different experiences that I've had in dating because it feels important to me to share what I've learned and maybe help other people to not make the same mistakes that I have before. I'm 30. I've dated a lot. I've gone on a lot of dates. I keep trying. And it's unfortunate that a lot of my dating history, there were a lot of bad people that tried to manipulate or control me. But that's not to say that every person that I've dated has treated me poorly. Some people just weren't the right people. And speaking out about my bad experiences has never felt as important as it does right now, because silence has always brought me peace. And this time it feels like my silence is not keeping my peace. It's only keeping somebody else's peace. And I never thought that I could be the kind of person to end up in a situation like I did. I never thought that could happen to me. And so for me, this is important because it could help anybody else see the signs sooner than I did, or hopefully avoid a similar situation entirely, because the truth is it was dangerous. There were a lot of things wrong in this relationship that I endured some pretty terrible treatment, and I might touch on some things here and there about that, but if I feel like it's important to the overall context. But what I want to stay focused on is this specific issue and the things that happened matter-of-factly and the things that people saw and witnessed in our circle.
Oh, it's live.
It took
You posted
me
it to Vibe.
10
Could be a
months.
problem. Okay.
After to heal, and I spoke with multiple therapists and tried different forms of therapy. I tried somatic therapy. That one was actually really good for me because that one actually helped me release a lot of built up anger I was having over the last year. But the anger that I was feeling was for myself because I felt like I should have known better. I felt so stupid at myself for...
So that's like a pretty common feeling stupid. Feeling like I was so fucking stupid, like how could I do this to myself? I probably deserve this. Like that's pretty common.
Sort of just staying through all of this. And I shared my story with a lot of friends after I started talking to therapists, and I was like, so this thing happened and I wasn't really sure. It just seems weird now to me looking back, and all of them told me exactly what was happening in the words that I was too afraid to use. And I was being hurt in my last relationship. And it took me all of that time to see it through that lens. I even posted an anonymous story to Reddit that I have now deleted with an anonymous account. But in posting that, I found a dozen other stories that were exactly like mine, exactly the same way. And all of the comments said exactly the same thing. And I was so mad at myself because I was lying too, at a certain point to protect this person, because I knew that if I told my friends the truth, it'd make him look really bad.
So I know that we're going to be talking this is about like GeorgeNotFound and stuff, but the reason I'm playing the Shubble video is because we started watching Caitibugzz, her video, and in it she says that she was inspired by Shubble to go forward with her thing. So that's why we're watching this. So we're just going to watch this first and then we'll watch Katie's, okay?
I didn't think that I would cry. And I practiced saying all of this and I didn't cry, but it's easier to practice it when no one is listening. But he always cared more about how it looked, and that was really important, not what was true. And it was really subtle. When I hear about physical abuse, I think of hitting. I think of hitting and punching. So I thought that this wasn't violent enough to be abuse. I thought that it was just like a constant accident that he kept hurting me, but he's not hitting me. And it didn't start as something that he did to hurt me. He had this habit of biting, which is so weird to me now, but he said that he had had this habit since he was a kid, and even his mom said that that was true. And he said it was just affectionate, and that might have been, I think that might have been true maybe at the start, but I also feel that I have good reason to believe that every part of it was a lie, but that's just my personal opinion. And I had no problem just biting. That isn't even the most uncommon thing. But he did mention something early that I should have taken as a red flag. And he wanted to make sure that I was okay with him biting me because he didn't want me to come back later and say that he abused me, which I thought was really weird considering he had never hurt me before. And so why would I call it abuse? And why was he thinking about that? And I thought he was being sweet, checking on me to make sure that I was still comfortable. But of course I was, because
Wait, what?
he hadn't hurt me. And why?
Okay, so consent is something that is like continual, right? Okay, so it is something that is continual. And it seems like he was trying to continue to get consent from her as things were going. So let's see.
Why would I think he ever would? And then he did, for the first time, by accident. And I don't specifically remember the actual first time that he bit me too hard by accident because I didn't think that it would be significant. I thought that it would only happen once. And he started biting me more and more over a period of time, sort of throughout the whole relationship. And accidents of him biting too hard and really hurting me happened more and more frequently. But he always seemed...
Intrepid says by accident. It's a guy and not a dog, right? I have said this before, and I will say it again. Wilbur is a dog's name. Wilbur is a dog's name, okay? You have to be a bit of an idiot to think that if your dude is biting you, find another dude, unless you like being bitten, so stay away from me. Look. A lot of people bite their partners in a playful or affectionate way, but if the dude is like biting you and he's hurting you, yeah, you know, like maybe tell him to stop, you know? Angel of the Odd says, Wilbur was my grandfather's name. Not gonna lie, he was kind of a dick. Wow. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, look, like, yeah, Wilbur is a dog's name. But to be fair, Shubby is also a dog's name. Like, let's be real. Or Shubble, whatever her name is. Shubble? Shubble is a dog's name as well. What is going on?
Genuinely sorry.
She was dating a dog,
decided that he didn't want to keep accidentally hurting me. So we were going to use a safe word.
This is wild.
So he could
LOL.
learn where
dude.
my limit was, where my pain tolerance ended. And saying that out loud now doesn't sound like that's not very sound logic. But at the time, I thought he cared about not hurting me. But in reality, it's like, why are you biting so hard? And why do you have to bite so hard? And it shouldn't be that hard of a problem to stop. That shouldn't be that hard. And he disguised it as this really quirky part of our relationship and was so comfortable sharing it with his friends to the point that he would do it in front of them. He thought it was this.
Is there proof with the George situation? We don't know yet, Infinity Zone. We're going to get to it. I just wanted to watch Shubble's video first, and then we'll watch Caitibugzz's video, because Caitibugzz in her video talks about how she was inspired by Shubble, okay?
This really funny story to tell and a good bit to take my arm and bite me in front of everybody until I literally shout in pain. And then I have to laugh it off because I'm so embarrassed. And
Wait, he would do that and his friends wouldn't be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, stop being cringe. If one of my friends, like, if I was hanging out with some friends and one of them bit his girlfriend's arm so hard until she shouted, I would, first off, if he bit her arm, period, in public, I'd be like, bro, stop being fucking cringe in public. Is it not cringe? I feel like this is cringe. This is cringe behavior. Like, what? Like, yeah, that is very cringe. Like, oh my god, dude. Ashes of Fire says, Wilbur was also kind of odd during his friend streams too. He would hurt his friends in a playful way and they would express that he hurt them, and he would show no remorse. Sickhab says, Clout Goblin yes men friends would never say something, especially at that age. Wow. I'm not here to tell you to not bite your woman. I'll just think you're fucked for it and laugh at you for it. But don't blame me because some other guy bites bitches. Like, what? Rabies behavior? Oh my god. I don't know whether to normal dog behavior. She is dating a dog. She's literally dating a trans dog. All these people saw it and never said a thing to you or anyone. Well, apparently all of Wilbur's friends, like, took Shubble's side or whatever.
I don't want to cause a scene in front of all of our friends, and I'm sure everyone was a little bit uncomfortable, but as long as I was saying that it was fine, Nobody really felt like they needed to be concerned, and that's not anybody's.
No, these are two girls who dated two different guys. I'm just saying Caitibugzz was inspired by Shubble coming out, and that's why she came out.
Because I was lying. I was lying, and it wasn't fine, because I would go home later and I'd tell him how uncomfortable I was, how much I didn't like being hurt all the time. And I needed him to really stop biting so hard. I didn't like it, and I tried telling him over and over again because he wasn't actually trying at all to not hurt me. But he said he would try at first. And then he started saying things like, it was my pain.
The fact she has to tell him is ridiculous, yeah. I didn't have the context of him doing to everyone around him. They would be stirred to say anything if it was everyone. I don't know. It definitely sounds like he used social pressure to make her feel uncomfortable calling him out, maybe. I don't know.
Tolerance that was too low. Or I'm exaggerating.
I'm putting this on
how much it
1.25
actually
speed.
hurts. He's not even biting that hard. I'm being dramatic. But his biting escalated to a point where I was covered in bruises all over my arms, and they hurt, and he would poke at them for fun. And he even felt so comfortable showing off my bruises that he had caused to our friends because he would bite me so hard by accident. By accident, he would even joke that it looked like he abused me. And eventually he did acknowledge how bad it looked that I was covered in bruises all the time.
Ashes of fire.
So he stopped biting my arms as often, and he started biting my legs instead. And it was in the last couple of months of the relationship that every time he bit me, it was until I needed to use this safe word. It had become his benchmark for when to stop. Only once I was definitely hurt, which meant I was...
Okay, how is this real? She has a low bar for a guy. Coughed. I don't know. What the fuck, dude? Well, God, dude, a lot of women will bend their entire lives around a guy, so.
Being hurt every single day, multiple times a day, for all of the days that we spent together in person. And when I asked him to stop again, this time he said, this is who he is. He isn't going to change. Those were his words. And I remember a lot of specifically his words about certain things, especially at the end, because I'm good at remembering words. And especially his wording, I became really good at remembering because he was constantly contradicting himself. And I would notice, but most of the time it wasn't worth picking a fight over. But he would fight me on it sometimes because I would point it out. And he would insist that he had never said the thing that he said. He definitely did say. And then he would say something like, how are you so sure you're remembering correctly? Why are you always right? And he definitely said the things that I heard him say and other people heard him say. So he had now at this point weaponized the safe word and was using it to ensure that I was hurt and on a constant basis. And he wasn't sorry anymore. I couldn't even tell you the last time he had apologized for doing it anymore because now sometimes he would bite me and I would yell out the safe word because it hurt so bad and he'd clamp down even harder. And just for a second, just for good measure, before letting go. And sometimes I'd say the safe word and he'd grind his teeth down on my skin.
Oh my God.
And sometimes he'd smile after, like a gloating grin. And during this time, I was filled with so much anxiety all the time that I was constantly nauseous, gagging daily, on occasion throwing up because of the pit that was in my stomach. I never told him about that, though. I was going and running away quietly to throw up in the toilet and rejoin our group of friends. But I felt so unwanted and ignored. And I would tell him that, and then he would reassure me that he wanted to be together and he loved me. He loved me more than I loved him, even. He would always insist that that was true, like that. I love you more. But he was like really serious about it. And looking back, I do believe that the way I was swept off my feet at the beginning of this relationship was 100% love bombing. And we were friends for a time. At least people would have thought that, actually. But I use the word friend very loosely because we had actually never spoke to each other outside of group chats we were in together when, like, a handful of times throughout the whole time that we knew each other, but did not talk to each other. So I
Good Empress asks, is this even dog behavior at this point?
wouldn't have even called him
Don't
a
know.
friend until he found out I was single, waited a few weeks to reach out, and then we started a friendship. And then that friendship turned romantic. And then he made these huge romantic gestures. He wrote me the most beautiful love letter that I had ever read. He called me his soulmate. He talked about forever 1 month in. He told me he hadn't been in a relationship in 5 years. He thought he could never find love again before he met me. He said he wanted someone to grow with. He wanted to be a dad. He had all his names picked out. And I didn't have a preference because my feeling of it is if the timing is right and with the right person, I could. But if that doesn't work out in time or the time, I'm not super pressed about it. But I started opening my mind up to the idea with him because it seemed so important to him. And
Oh my god, Sickab says his forever chew toy. Jesus. Oh my god, dude. Shubble could be the name of a chew toy. That is true. Maybe Shubble isn't a dog name. Wilbur's a dog name, and Shubble definitely sounds like the name of, like, a chew toy. 100%.
I kept trying to talk to him to figure out where he was later on when I could tell things like were declining. And now all of a sudden he's telling me he's not sure he wants kids at all. In fact, he has never been attached to the idea of kids. And I told him that isn't what he said before. And he said he's allowed to change his mind. And I'm of the opinion that in a relationship, there are a few things that you are not actually allowed to change your mind without letting your partner know. I think that kids is one of them. It wasn't even important to me. And I think marriage is one of them. So I brought that up next. And I asked if he still wanted marriage. He said he wanted to marry me. And then he said, now, I'm not quote, I'm not the commitment guy. You know that.
Bro, wasting her time. Damn, girl is 30 and you're wasting her time.
I didn't know that. Why are you dating me? In fact, he was telling me the exact opposite every day. He would tell me he still wanted to be together. He wanted to work on all of the problems. He wanted to, like, he wanted me at the end of everything. He did not want to break up. He made that very clear. And I have, though, caught him in lies before, but usually it was small stuff. And I didn't want to, it wasn't anything that ever seemed worth rocking the boat over, which isn't normal for me. I hate lies. And yet I ended up lying for him, so.
Transfem Princess says, honestly, it's slandering dogs and furries to associate them with this bizarre woman abuser. I guess.
But he had lied about big things. And he had also been caught lying by his friends numerous times. So this is something that he feels is acceptable to do. And everything reached a breaking point when he was about to leave for an extended period of time. We were not going to see each other very much, a few days out of every few months.
Good night,
and
Glitterbug.
Now suddenly he is dumping all of these problems that he has been having feelings about all of this time later. At one point he said he's been feeling this way a couple months. At another point he says he's been feeling this way for 6 months, immediately contradicting himself in the same conversation. And with no time to do anything about it. I arrived, never mind, I'm gonna get to something later, but I literally arrived for 3 days for this conversation to happen and then leave. My cat just woke up and she's not usually awake right now. Hi, my love. It's really close to her dinner time. I should have fed her early.
Wilbur,
so
come here,
no
boy.
time to fix any of the problems all of a sudden because there are 3 days before he leaves. And he insisted he did not want to break up. So he was expecting me to have a solution somehow magically. And I gave a number of solutions that would have a way forward for us to be together. But he refused to make any compromise whatsoever. And he said that the relationship was starting to feel like a responsibility towards the end. Also his words. So
well, yeah,
it wasn't
it is
a responsibility the whole rest of the
newsflash. Relationships are responsibilities. Wow. Interesting.
time to him. And he was at this point basically flaunting that he would never prioritize me over anything. She's emailing me. Please don't cause problems. And I wasn't even asking for...
Safe word should have been Wilbur down. Oh my god. What if it was, though?
Literally even the bare minimum. I was asking for so little. And I was watching him give exactly what I was needing in the relationship all over the place to anybody else who just happened to ask and just wasn't me. So, and he was never going to prioritize me over anything that would give him more fame or money. In fact, he said that himself. That was exactly why he was not going to compromise at all for a solution for us to be together, because he said he wanted to see how much fame and money he could get. And I just thought we wanted to be together. I thought that's what we both wanted because that's what he was still saying he wanted too. But then he also admitted to me that he had grown to resent me. And I have to be thankful that he said that bit out loud. A lot of these bits he said out loud because that was the last push that I needed to get myself out. He had grown resentful, which I also pointed out that there was no reason to feel that way. And he admitted that there was no reason for him to feel that way either. I think that it was because I'm someone who can communicate how I feel. But I don't know. I have a lot of theories and reasons why I believe things happened the way that they did and why he was lying all the time. But
Jesus.
He was resentful of me, was causing me physical harm every day, multiple times a day, despite me telling him over and over again to stop. He wasn't going to change, and he wasn't going to end the relationship. He was going to keep hurting me, and it was possibly going to escalate even further.
This is the biting thing.
So
yeah.
I broke up with him, and I didn't even want to. because I couldn't even see for such a long time after what it really was that had happened, that he had abused me. And in fact, we left things as we want to be friends, and he can never imagine not speaking to me again. And then he never spoke to me again.
Wow.
Outside of like a couple of exchanges where I needed to ask for my clothes to be shipped. So at least I got my clothes back. I had a whole closet full. However, he did throw away all of my other things without saying a word to me about it. Hundreds of dollars of things from my office were trashed without a word. And I didn't block him till 10 months later because I wanted an open door still. I really thought I wanted to be his friend, but I don't feel that way anymore. I do believe he was bottling up so many emotions, and he would never talk about how he felt. I think he did admit that he felt like he couldn't say it any sooner. Like, there was just no possible way to say how he was feeling sooner than the absolute last possible chance. Like, not even a chance, because 3 days before he left, that was actually a lie too also.
Send
he
him
didn't leave
to
for
the
another week after I
pound.
left.
True.
He brought me in, had this 3-day conversation. He was supposed to leave, and then he stayed for another week before he left with all of the friends that I was also meant to see, but he had lied to me about the dates too. But I do believe that he was bottling up so many emotions that he was taking it out on me physically. I believe there was a moment where he knew that he didn't want to be in the relationship anymore, and instead of just ending it, he tried to push me away any way he knew would hurt me. And he knew all of the ways that would hurt me the most. And he knew he was hurting me. There was no way that he didn't know because of the safe word that he made. And he just didn't care. He was hurting me and he didn't care. And even looked like he was enjoying it sometimes. And I can look back now and I can see all these instances that were really major red flags. There was this one time that he pinned me down and asked me to try my absolute hardest to get him off of me. And I couldn't do it, obviously. And he said something to make the point that he was so much stronger than me that I wouldn't be able to fight him back. Fight back against what? What do you mean? You don't say shit like that to people? That's insane. And I was also sexually assaulted by my first boyfriend, and he knew that.
Crashed through the red flag factory. He wasn't beating her. He was like biting her, Hotep. He would like bite her to the point, like not playful nibbling, like he would bite her to the point where she would like yell out in pain.
He had stopped giving anything to the relationship, and he said that why was because he was just waiting for things to change on their own. He said he also didn't have the time or energy anyway to do the things that I was asking for, but then would constantly make any bit of time and energy for anybody and anything but me. And he would say he wanted more quality time. So then I would try to arrange things for us to do online because we were long distance, but then he would complain that he doesn't want to spend all of his time on the computer anymore. And then we'd be there in person and all he wants to do is stay inside, play games on his computer, watch movies. He doesn't want to go out.
Okay, the rest of this is just like petty complaining. So let's go back to this girl, okay? We're going to start it over. So this girl is talking about, let me again remind you all, GeorgeNotFound. Minecraft YouTuber, friends with Dream, friends with that whole crew, is part of the Dream SMP stuff. An incredibly, incredibly large YouTuber. Like, has 2 million subscribers on one YouTube channel, 10 million on another YouTube channel, 1 million on another YouTube channel, 305K on another YouTube channel, 1 million on another, 174K in another. Okay, so this guy is a huge Minecraft YouTuber and almost as big as Dream. So this girl, I guess, made this video. This is a separate story altogether. Yeah, it is. I just decided to play it because she cited Shubble, but it turns out it wasn't really that important to watch. So anyways, let's watch this, okay?
Hi mods. Hi mods. Hi. I love you guys. Hi chat. Hi.
Yeah, look, I don't know about the other story we just watched. The other story, like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. So, but this girl, she seems like really upset off the get-go, okay? This girl, she is already crying before she's even talked about it. Whereas, like, Shubble, I'm not really sure. She starts to get petty towards the end, and, you know, and I'm not really super interested in continuing to watch that, you know? So.
Hi chat. I wanted to talk to you guys about something today. I apologize, because it'll probably be a bit hard.
Less than 3.
Okay.
I won't have the chat on the screen because I can't read it right now. I also turned off all the alerts so I could talk. I'm sorry. I didn't think I would cry. Funny enough, I wrote it down because I didn't think I thought I wouldn't have anything to say. You know, I thought I'd freeze up when I went live, which I kind of have, but I didn't think I'd cry. I wrote down what I want to say on stream today. I hope that's okay, because I get really anxious when talking about important things, and I don't want to missay anything, and I want to make sure that I'm saying everything I want to, and in order to do that, I wrote it down last night, because I knew I would be like this, and I knew I wouldn't be able to talk properly. So, I probably won't, I again apologize, I probably won't look up during the stream. I'll be reading on my phone, but I wanted to read this instead of tweet it because I wanted it to come from me, and I want you guys to hear it from me.
Jesus. So like I said,
it's really hard
she's
for me to talk about.
Already very clearly like in an, like seriously like serious emotional pain over this wild. She's already like crying. She hasn't even started to talk about it. So like goddamn, dude. Like wonder what happened there, you know? Like holy shit. Holy shit. So,
but I feel like it's important for other people to hear it. I'm sorry, I'm scared. Okay, I'm gonna start reading. I look a fucking mess. Okay.
Please like the tweet, by the way. And retweet if you care.
I want to start this by saying I wouldn't be here without Shelby. I was ready to disappear with this secret forever. I never knew that creators were allowed to talk about these kinds of things, and I guess I'm still new to it all. I just didn't feel brave enough, and I still don't. But her strength made me feel like it may be okay. A little while ago, my story had almost been leaked without me knowing.
Does anybody know how old this girl is? Do we still call them tweets now that it's X? What's the point of buying a brand if you can't change what's recognizable about it? I still call it Twitter, but yeah, I wonder how old she is. Shit. Okay. So according to Reddit, this happened when she was 18. And she apparently she doesn't name GeorgeNotFound in this, but it's her friends who come out and tweet later about this. She's 19 now. Okay, so she's talking a bit about what happened. She was essayed by George. She was at a convention. She was 18 at the time. Yeah, that's the summary. Okay.
So here it is on my terms. Here's my story. Last year, at the beginning of summer, I was assaulted by a significantly older and popular content creator. I was freshly 18 and had just graduated high school a few weeks prior. I was drunk in a hotel room with other people around me when it happened. He was someone I had once watched, and he was 8 years older than me and far more powerful.
How old is the guy? So she was 18 when this happened, and he was 8 years older than her? Let me see. So he was like 26 when this happened. She was 18.
I'm so proud of you and your bravery.
The full story is quite short. It was at a convention in a hotel room. It was my first convention I was invited to, so I stuck by one of my best friends the entire time. I was nervous but excited about it all and felt really grown up. One night we were at a house party when we decided to leave. It was me, my best friend, and her other friend. This other friend was romantically talking to a really big creator at the time. He was also the best friend of my soon-to-be assaulter. She wanted to go back to his hotel room,
maybe?
but didn't want to go alone, so we went with her. I didn't really mind.
Wait, so her friend was talking and was romantically involved with another streamer who was the best friend of GeorgeNotFound. I'm assuming either Dream or Sapnap, right? Either Dream or Sapnap. So her friend was I guess romantically involved with either one of them.
As I was up for anything. When we got to the hotel room, it was the creator, the girl was talking to, and his best friend. The two of them and the three of us. Not much happened that first night, just some drinking and talking at a table. The guy's friend had been passing flirts at me the entire night, but because he was the oldest in the room, we assumed he didn't know my age. Later that night, when I left, I received Instagram DMs from him, and in my Instagram bio, in bold, was my age, 18, confirming he knew how old I was. A few days passed when I found myself in the same situation.
It seems like she's really heavy loading on like how old she was versus he was, which I don't know really what to make of that, you know? Like, it could be that she's purposely really trying to heavy load that into this, or it could just be that it's, like, something that she...
Three were at a party when it got boring.
It could just be that she's trying to avoid people saying he didn't know that she was so much younger.
And whether the girl wanted to leave and go to his room, or he asked us to, I cannot remember. Once again, I was drunker than the night before and was willing to go anywhere. I was naive, and so we went back. I remember a friend seeing me in the lobby on the way. They were worried by the way I was acting and asked if I was okay. I was really drunk, and it was an eerie feeling, like they could sense something was wrong, and I wonder what would have happened if I had picked up on it, and if I wasn't drunk, and if I didn't wave it off. But I don't want to dwell on the what-ifs. That night, I went up to his room. Back at the hotel room again were the two friends and us three girls. At the time, all of us girls were already really drunk from the party we were coming from, stumbling and everything. There was more alcohol in the room, and we were encouraged to drink some more as they offered the bottles to us.
Okay, let's see. It feels a little like she's trying to trigger the pedo accusations. I don't know if I agree that she's trying to trigger pedo accusations, but it does seem like she's very heavy loading the whole thing about her, the guy being so much older than her and her being 18. Why is it saying an 8-year difference and her being freshly 18 is problematic in my opinion, at least? I could agree with that. Maybe she wants to make it abundantly clear she was drinking while underaged. I see. 1,000 lifetimes. Okay, I see what you're saying.
They said they would join us in drinking and insisted on drinking games, and, already drunk, I obviously complied. We sat on the couch and answered questions about each other, drinking a bunch, and the older guy sat right next to me while playing. I confused my nerves for excitement, as I had never been around such a big creator before. I remember getting drunker and drunker and really tired around this time. It was about 3 a.m. Right before the incident, I had answered a question about my age. We were playing a drinking game and talking about sex.
18 and drunk in the USA? Yes. In the USA. This happened in the USA.
And I admitted to everyone in the room that I was 18 and that I was a virgin at the time. I remember back now to him answering questions during the game about back when he was 19 and when he was in college, noticing how my was his past, and I wondered how he felt sitting so close to me. It was a little after that, when I had resorted to playing games on my phone when it happened. Out of nowhere, I felt him slip his hand under my clothes, sitting next to me on the couch in front of everyone. He disguised it with a simple, "Are you ticklish?" I coughed out a no, still staring at my phone. I was overly aware of the fact that we were in front of other people, the fact that everyone else was sitting around us, watching us, including my best friend, and that his hand was inching further to places I hadn't asked for it to be. He made a game out of my embarrassment, where he would touch me in certain areas to make me lose the phone game I was playing. I was scared, and I felt sick, either from the alcohol or from his touch. It didn't matter because my mind was a blur. I didn't speak or move. I remember being afraid to even breathe. I stayed there for a while, hoping my stillness could make me disappear. I eventually had to stand up after many minutes for it to stop. I was scared to leave or make a scene out of the embarrassment. Eventually, later in the night, I found myself alone with him and his friend. Everyone else either passed out or sick. I dread the scenarios that could have played out that night, the what-ifs. I was just so naive, and lucky or not, the night came to an end with just that. The night lasted until 6 a.m. I was still drunk, either from alcohol or tiredness. I went to leave, and the older guy decided to leave with me. We walked to the elevators, where I didn't get on. He then pretended that the elevator was broken, and that he couldn't leave, telling me to get in the elevator to prove it was broken, and then after a few minutes, he ended the night with a "guess I'm going now," leaving with a wounded puppy look. He proceeded to Instagram message me for a bit after that, simple flirting or asking about the next convention I was going to, saying stuff about seeing me there. Simple messages ultimately filtered into nothing. At the time of it all, I convinced myself I was lucky. I was lucky that that had happened to me. I was excited to be around.
So, I'm sorry, he was just touching her under her clothes. That was like the extent of it. Rodimus Prime says, wait, so he tickled her. Is this it? It seems like she's saying she was uncomfortable with like the way he was touching her, and he was like touching her in certain places. But she didn't give any details. Like, did he touch her like genitals or something? Did he touch her breasts? Like, is that what happened here? Like, I don't know. It seems like she's kind of, I don't know how to feel about this one, guys. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know how to feel about this one.
Such big creators to be at that
No, he touched her without consent. Oh yeah, obviously, you know. But if he kept like touching her, like, yeah, like he shouldn't. She said areas she didn't give consent to, but that would have been any area. Yeah, that's not tickling. Under her clothes too is weird. Yeah. Yeah, I guess what she's alluding to is it seems like she's saying it started that way, but then it started off like maybe playful, but then he started touching her in other areas that she didn't give consent to, and that she felt uncomfortable saying anything about it, maybe? If that's what she's saying. I think that's what she's saying, but we can listen some more and see.
convention in general. I figured that's just how things were. That was the price I had to pay to be there. That anyone would have loved to be in my position, and that I should have appreciated it. It was a first that night. It was the first time anyone had ever touched.
Is this still about Dogman? No. Okay. Sorry.
It was a first that night. It was the first time anyone had ever touched. I assured myself that I was just being sensitive about it all. That it wasn't a big deal. But assuring only can go so far. I felt dirty in a way that I couldn't wash off.
So, okay. All right, if I'm making sense of this, but she's being really vague here, right? She's being really vague here. So it's hard to say, but she is basically saying it started off playful, but then he started touching her in areas where she did not consent. Which, you know, somebody asked, did she tell him to stop? I don't know, I feel like he probably should have asked her, given her age, you know? But I don't know. Angel of the Odd says, first time someone had touched me, so genital. Yeah, maybe. This sort of thing can happen right next to people, and they don't even see it. Yeah, that's true as well.
I couldn't help the way that my body reacted and flinched. Part of me still wanted to feel cool about it all, to convince myself I was lucky so I didn't have to think about it. I would reimagine the scenario in my head, replaying it again and again. What I could have.
Big Papa Pancake says it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Doesn't work with consent. He should have asked, period, not just because she was 18. Yeah, I kind of agree too. Even if you've started off touching somebody and it's like just like playfully, I feel like if you're about to move to something sexual, you should ask. You should ask before moving. Like, you know, it's not that hard to ask. Big Papa Pancake says it's pretty obvious where the no-go zone is, I guess. Ordala says you should almost never touch drunk strangers under their clothes in almost any circumstance ever. I think that's the other thing here, right? Like, he was touching her under her clothes, I guess. I don't know. I'm conflicted on it because it does seem like it's possible that he could have gotten his signals mixed up because he was trying to be playful with her, but I mean, he didn't need to have his hand under her clothes. Like, that's unnecessary. Testy says, I get if it's painful to talk about, but she was pretty vague on the details. It's clear the touching was unwanted touching and that he didn't ask permission, but it's impossible to say what the vibe was of the people there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, I mean, I guess they were, like, he was trying to be playful with her, but, like, he didn't need to be touching her under her clothes for sure. That seems a little bit weird, right? I understand being uncomfortable at it, but you gotta balance it with, I'm gonna make a I don't know about that. Big Papa Pancake says, I literally just got here, so maybe his life shouldn't be ruined, but still drunk and under the clothes is kind of clear cut. I don't know.
Done what I could have said instead, but it didn't matter.
But let's listen to the rest of it.
None of it did, because he never asked, and that fact would never change, no matter how hard I thought about it. I changed after that. I believed life wasn't fair. I was naive, and maybe sometimes to a fault, but I could only wish it lasted longer. I miss not knowing. I used to be kind, I'm angry a lot of the time now at that person, at myself, at the fact that a year later, I can feel my heartbeat stop at the sight of him, and he probably couldn't even make out my face in a crowd. I can't stop thinking about who I was before it all, who I'll never be again, and how some things you can't undo no matter how hard you try. I never said anything out of pure embarrassment. I was embarrassed it happened, and I was afraid to look weak or to show that it hurt me. But I realize now that I don't think being hurt makes you weak. I think it's strong to feel things that have hurt you, and then to still choose to feel nonetheless. I was scared to speak out because I thought it was my fault, and that I didn't deserve to. I was scared of him and all of those who surrounded him. I was scared of his power. I was scared I was mistaken, or remembering wrong. I hoped I was remembering wrong. I was scared to go to any more conventions on the chance that I'd see him again. I never thought I'd be strong enough to talk about it, or for what may follow. I'm haunted by him.
Ryle says, thank you for going over the situation. I've been trying to search Twitter for information and I've been super lost. Some people are just truly evil. I don't know if I think the guy is evil for this, you know? I think this seems like just like a really awkward, uncomfortable situation for the both of them. Or at least for her. He's 27 and he can't handle his liquor not to feel up an 18-year-old's clothes, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem awkward for him. Okay, awkward and uncomfortable for her, and she doesn't know what to do in the situation. I don't know why it's necessary for him to have his hand under her clothes, right? Yeah, I don't know why it was necessary for him to have his hand under her clothes. Like, that seems unnecessary to me. And if he is touching her, like, genitals, and it's the first time anybody has ever touched her there, I can imagine her being really upset by it.
Everywhere. In usernames, profile pictures, in my own past. I lost the passion I once had for content. For anything, really. The association never went away. All the years I spent creating this community felt like a waste because of one night. I didn't even want to log on to this app, all over something that I never asked for. I can't help but feel angrier all the time, seeing the love I had once had for creation before it happened. I tried to forget it all and ignore it until it resurfaced as a fresh cut. I remember a moment around October where I made a comment about a certain group abusing power over minors in their DMs, saying they had minors in their DMs. It was an absent-minded comment, and I apologized for it, of course. It was a possible subconscious jab out of my own personal resentment. My comments filled with people saying that I didn't care about grooming victims, and that I thought assault was a joke. And I remember sitting there reading the—
Wait, what? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's rewind.
I had once had for creation before it went away. All the years I spent creating this community felt like a waste because of one night. I didn't even want to log on to this app, all over something that I never asked for. I can't help but feel angrier all the time, seeing the love I had once had for creation before it happened. I tried to forget it all and ignore it until it resurfaced as a fresh cut. I remember a moment around October where I made a comment about a certain group abusing power over minors in their DMs, saying they had minors in their DMs. It was an absent-minded comment, and I apologized for it, of course. It was a possible subconscious jab out of my own personal resentment. My comments filled with people saying that I didn't care about grooming victims, and that I thought assault was a joke. And I remember sitting there, reading the comments, scrolling over and over again, heart beating faster.
Allie says, is she reading this from her phone? Yes, she is. She said at the beginning of this, when she started this stream, that she was going to read from her phone because it was hard for her to speak, I guess, to her chat. So, and she turned off all her, like, notifications and everything just to read this.
Over half of the comments had him as their profile picture. I just wanted to die. I was embarrassed of myself, and I was angry, and I wondered if I could ever find the idea of will I ever heal. It's scary. But I was tired of withholding my story to protect myself. I had spent so long convincing myself it was my fault, or that I was just a coward. I just wanted to disappear. But I didn't. because I realized that this is a problem bigger than me. It may sound dramatic, but it's how I felt for over a year. I feel everything very strongly, and I don't want that to change. It was a big deal to me, and I spent too much time downplaying my own experiences, and I still do. I'm still trying to realize that it's okay. My story is about power and age and consent. It pisses me off that they can hide behind their power while victims are left helpless no matter what scenario. It pisses me off that
Linzania Rose Toy says consent not found. Wow, nice one, Linzania. Rodimus says, I feel bad for her. She clearly ended up in a situation she wasn't old enough or emotionally mature enough to handle. I'm not ready to throw the guy under the bus yet, though, without hearing both sides. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, obviously, like, it can be scary for her as somebody who's, like, she's a virgin at the time. She had never been touched, like, in that area specifically before. It can probably be scary for her, and she probably has mixed feelings over it. I know that I might, 18. And yeah, I could see that from her perspective. But I can also see from his perspective, being like 26 and probably having had sex before and probably having, you know, shared his body with people before. It didn't seem like that big of a deal to him, right? So, does an 18-year-old virgin exist still in the current year? Eris, yes, it does. I think I was like 20 or 21 when I lost my V card. How did her and GeorgeNotFound know each other? Were they friends before the situation, or did they meet that day? They met that day. Bob the Rock says, I've watched numerous of George's drunk streams, and he's touchy in all of them. What he did was not okay, but I'm also not ready to completely throw him under. There's still plenty of people that wait for marriage. It's not as rare as people think. I mean, there's plenty of people who are just, you know, not ready for sex until much older, right? That's completely normal. They met at a convention. Yes, Allie. I need to hear both sides. Calling this drama so crazy, though. It's not a crime. It's a crime, not a drama. 2024, not cooking right now. Not believe all women. What an argument. What a weird argument. I don't know what you're saying, Ann B. Lit, this person, Ordala says, it's certainly very creepy, even if nothing happened. Sucks. It's a strange dynamic. Ew, TMI. Did I miss a raid? Did we get raided? No, I don't think we got raided. Okay. Yeah, we didn't get raided. I think it's just the topic that I'm covering. Ryle says, so they met that day and immediately George was touching her. Extremely weird. Well, okay, so they met that day. Then George and her and some other friends, I guess, went to a hotel room because one of her friends was romantically involved with George's best friend. And then I guess George was hitting on her and being playful with her. And then he started, like, putting his hand under her clothes, I guess. Is it confirmed? I'm a bit lost. Sorry. We don't know yet, Azzy, okay? George said he was going to go live to explain his side, but hasn't yet. Yeah, when he goes live, we'll watch it. Rain Payne says, didn't the Wilbur guy say he has all the proof and DMs he needs to clear himself, but he doesn't want to leak them because it's immoral? I don't know anything about the Wilbur guy. Savvy15 says, when is he going live to explain himself? I feel like he should get the chance. Also, hi, Dimer Boy. How do we know it's George? I'll get there, okay? American age for drinking 21 makes this creepy. How long does it take to get proof and evidence? George is supposed to go live to talk about the allegations. We'll see. This is not the Wilbur situation. Yeah, no, Wilbur is a completely different situation. GeorgeNotFound. Wow. Mu Ichiro official says, shouldn't have there been at least one of her friends sober while doing all this? I don't know. I think you have seen this on TikTok, and I'm like, OMG, what is going on? Yeah, no problem. Guys, if you want to help me out, you can boost me in the algorithm. I'm going to drop the link to my YouTube in the Twitch chat, and if you guys want to help me, you can press the link and press the like button on the YouTube stream. It helps boost me in the algorithm, and it really helps me. So, here you go. Remember to press the like button, okay, on the YouTube stream. Thank you so much. All right, let's resume.
he thought he had the right to do what he did. That he did it.
Oh, just a second. Before we continue, let's see here. Big Papa Pancake says, evidence for SA is often hard because most of the acts happen behind closed doors. This is true, and most of the acts that happen aren't conducive to getting physical evidence, right? If this guy is just touching her underneath her clothes, and apparently, like, he was tickling her first, but then he started touching her in places that she didn't consent to, it's hard, like, other than getting, like, evidence, you know, that he touched her, Like, it's hard to say conclusively whether anything else happened there, right? Because that's something that happened under her clothes and her friends probably weren't paying attention. Keep in mind there's also social consequences. Society can be very cruel to people that are perceived as committing violent crimes like rape, I guess. In this case, humiliation was involved publicly.
Even in my silence, my biggest fears about speaking out was you guys. I wanted to keep my community safe.
It's not an unnamed friend of George K. It's George. She just doesn't name George in this confession.
From what may follow, and also, most importantly, from the ugly truth of life. I promised with you guys to be open and honest all the time. I know, but I didn't want to break up what we had. I wanted to stay strong for you guys. I didn't want this to define me or my community or all we've worked for. I didn't want it to all be overshadowed by one event. But once.
So could that mean people didn't see George touching her, or did everyone see and his friends just didn't care? What happened is they were in a hotel and all of them were hanging out, and one of her friends was romantically involved with like George's best friend. And so like while all of them were hanging out and doing stuff, I guess, and chilling and drinking, he was doing this with her. And I guess he like started off like tickling her or whatever, and then and he was doing that under her clothes, which is like a little bit weird. Like, why are you under her clothes? And then, you know, he like it's not really necessary for him to be under her clothes, but whatever. And then after that, he started touching her in a place that she had not been touched before and a place that she had not given consent to, which to me indicates that maybe he was touching her genitals. Most likely he was touching her genitals. And, you know, she had never been touched there before. So obviously she's like 18. She's a virgin. I could easily see her being uncomfortable with that, right? So I think she said moving towards an area she didn't consent to specifically. Yeah, but she also said that she had been touched in a place that she had never been touched there before. If everyone is drinking, a lot is going on. He's always handsy. It's possible his friends didn't even notice or think it was too severe. Yeah, I don't know if his friends noticed, to be honest, you know? Okay. Did you see that video? Sorry, did you see that voice of Gumball months ago that said Dream was covering up a sexual assault for a friend in a video? Things are starting to add up. I didn't see that. I don't know what that is. Never been touched before. It could imply her thigh instead of genitals. It's probably her genitals, Laura. You usually don't say he touched me in a place I'd never been touched before, unless it's like about her genitals. It's at least directly implying her genitals, right? So I think what she's trying to imply is that it was her genital area. So, but anyways, let's watch the rest of this, okay? Well, and again, I'm not saying that he's like he needs to be fucking crucified, right? I'm not saying that he needs to be crucified. I'm just saying that I'm trying to interpret what she's seeming to say here, right? So
again, this isn't about me. This isn't about drama. This is about everyone who's watching that is like me. This isn't about canceling. This is about real people's lives. I live this every night and every morning. With every I feel, I relive that room. It's about connections. One of my best friends, Rue, and I have bonded over.
Rain Pain says, look, man, nothing under the clothes without consent. Got it. Easy convo. Yeah, it is a pretty easy convo. Like, even if he was being playful with her, he was trying to play with her or whatever, like, probably shouldn't be touching her under her clothes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Big Papa Pancake says, there's no evidence, we haven't heard his side, and there are probably some things that haven't come out yet. Save the full judgment. Yeah, look, just let's take it one step at a time, guys, okay?
Over similar experiences, and I'm sure there's many others like us. I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by friends who support me. Without them, I wouldn't be half as strong, and I wouldn't be here saying all this. You don't have to.
Are you gonna watch a GeorgeNotFound live stream? I will be, okay?
Believe me or my story, because I know the truth, and so does he. He knows, and I have creators and friends that also know.
Okay, this is I'm going to read a couple more comments here, guys, and then we have to continue watching, okay? Testy says, SA has degrees. Yes, sexual assault does have degrees. It matters a bit where he touched her. how long, how he did it. Yes, it's inappropriate to touch her under her clothes without permission, but we can't imagine extremes on both ends of that. And I would agree with that. But it seems to me that she is implying by saying that he touched me in places without consent, in places that I'd never been touched before. It seems to me that she's very heavily implying that it's her genital area or her vaginal area, and that she's uncomfortable with it. So that's just what I'm getting from this video. Muichi Oro official says, do you think this is scripted because she keeps looking up and at her phone? So she said at the beginning of the stream that she needed to write it up and read it out loud because she was going to be distracted or whatever, which is fine to me. I don't care that she wrote it ahead of time and is reading off her phone. How did people start to speculate it was George? We'll get there, Azza. We'll get there. Just stay tuned, okay?
And some who were there. This is about realizations. I was once a viewer, and now I'm a creator. I spent so long looking up to creators that I didn't know, who I had never met, aspiring to be a part of a behind the scenes that I didn't understand yet. Sometimes I wish back to when I was unknowingly looking from the outside. I now have a ruined perception, or rather a truthful one. In this community, a lot of us are told to remain silent and to bite our tongues, and those who speak out against it are often isolated. And that's wrong. It's all wrong. But most importantly, this is about my story and the stories of all the other people who have been silenced, whether it's by their own fear, by power, by this idea that it's not significant enough. Because if it's affected you, it's significant enough. This is also about all the asexual people out there who are surrounded by a world where you're wanted for your body. I grew tired of not being able to speak out about my own story, and if it wasn't for Shelby, I would have never realized my silence was bringing me everything except peace.
Okay. How long ago was this, the incident? It was about a year ago. She was 18, and he was 26. May I ask how people know it was him? Because her friend came out on Twitter and posted something, and we'll review that right after. Somebody said, you shouldn't have drama in the title. Okay, I don't even remember what my title is, but I am a drama streamer and a political streamer, so that's why I have tags. Depending on what it is, I will categorize it either under political or drama or other, so it's not to be offensive. Transfemme Princess says, pre-written or ad-libbed, what's important is if what she's saying is true, and there's reason to believe her that something serious happened. Why don't she go to court? With most situations like this, it is hard to go to court, and she probably didn't want to. Most people don't. Maybe change it to crime? Okay, whatever. Only a Twitch viewer would whine about that. Oh my god. Okay, I want to wait until George's live stream. Yeah, again, I'm saying we are holding judgment, okay? All I am doing here is interpreting this girl's words, what she's saying, and what I think she is implying with her words, okay? Stardust is the pinnacle of give it a fair chance, yes. I'm not saying he needs to be crucified. I'm just trying to be generous to her and what she is saying right now, and what I think she wants people to take away from what she's saying. Okay? Rain Pain says you have to have hard evidence like video footage because even testimony from other people there would be shaky since everyone was drinking and no physical evidence. Exactly. Yeah. Courts require proof, and for this they would need a video, likely including her saying no, because the legal system is designed to give people the best chance of being found innocent. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Resuming.
I experienced firsthand what the power of speaking out can do to a person. I hope this can be of some help to those of you who are like me too, because we aren't defined by what has happened to us. I want to remind you all that it's also okay if you don't speak out, because you don't owe anybody anything. It's your story. It's your story to tell, and it's yours to heal, and it's only yours. Sometimes the most healing treatment in the world is simply realizing that you're not alone in your own experiences.
Okay, guys, we have 67 people in the YouTube chat. Can we get some more likes on the YouTube stream to boost me in the algorithm? Okay, I'm giving you guys free content here, right? I'm just saying, right? Okay, anyways, let's see. Her friend Rue has been liking tweets about it being George. She has also commented on his tweet. Okay. Yeah, I don't think she's acting.
I wanted to share
I could imagine. Okay, here's the thing, guys. I could imagine being 18 and I'm in this situation with somebody and I've never been touched in that area before. And I would probably be as upset as her, right? I didn't lose my V card until I was like 20 or 21. So I could definitely imagine like being in that situation, and if somebody is touching your genital area, you've never been touched there before, you probably have mixed feelings and you're very confused about it. So I could see her crying about it. Simultaneously, I could see him being drunk and him just thinking he's messing around with her. And I could see him misinterpreting the situation, right? And that's why it's important in these situations to get consent, affirmative consent, right? So, yeah.
A diary entry I wrote around the time because I feel it was more fresh, and this may help people.
Sure, I agree with that, Lindsay.
It's still fresh for them, or it also just may be clearer to how I was feeling, because I wrote it in my diary, obviously. This isn't really poetic. It's not poetic at all, actually. It's quite...
It says, this could happen at 21 or older. Nobody sets their own limit for what traumatizes them. What hurts me may not hurt you, but that doesn't make anyone less hurt. Exactly. That's a great point from Kay. Okay? Great point from Kay. So again, guys, let's be fair in evaluating this. Let's not crucify either side of this. Remember, you know, these are both human beings at the end of the day, okay? Even 30-year-old women can be sexually assaulted. Yeah, that's true. Drinking to me isn't an excuse. Sorry. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Drinking is not an excuse, right? He should have known to get consent from her before touching her vaginal area or genital area, if that's what happened, right? So.
Ugly. Around half a year ago, I was sexually assaulted by someone 8 years older than me. A black and gray striped long sleeve, Nike shorts, a Calvin Klein sports bra. That's what I was wearing. That outfit, it stained on me. They knew that I was freshly 18, and they also knew I was very drunk. I second-guessed myself all the time, remembering back. Was he drunk too when he slipped his hand under my shirt in front of everyone in the room? Was it this drunkenness that whispered to me as an unwelcomed warmth that prickled along my neck? Or was it rather this fake intoxication that allowed it to stay there as I sat silently, unmoving? At the beginning, I began to sympathize with him. I technically never said no, I suppose. But I never said yes. Time froze. Maybe I thought I could turn invisible if I was still. Maybe. It didn't have to be real then. I had just met him. I should have been more grateful. Maybe I still had some hope in the world. Maybe I just haven't met the world yet. You're lucky to be next to him. So many people would have traded me places. I wonder how many have. I remembered his age. I wondered where I would be at 26. I blamed myself for all the things I could have done. I really did. I convinced myself I was lucky. I let half a year pass, wondering why it's now that I still cry myself to sleep imagining it. Why it's now that no matter how many times I wash, I still feel dirty. Why is it that to him I'm a faint memory, but he haunts mine? It's not fair. I was kind in this world, and it was not fair to me. I stay up cursing it. Power. He has so much more than me. Protection. It's unfair. It's unfair he can do that, and it's unsafe for me to talk about it. Why, in order to have a peace of mind, do I have to threaten all I've worked for? I've never been one to be bold, so why do I have to feel guilty for staying silent? I feel weak for what happened to me, and even weaker for not yelling it out, from hiding from it. I don't want attention. I want to disappear.
I will say that these feelings that she's expressing seem pretty typical to me. A lot of people in these situations, they blame themselves. Even though to other people this seems like this might seem more mild to you, it is pretty normal, even in really bad situations, for people to look at this and be like, I'm so fucking stupid. How could I let this happen? How could I not say something? But it's like way more common than you would think for women to not say anything. So, yeah. Kay says it's highly common for women to freeze and not know what to do. Yeah, especially at her age, right? It doesn't make it okay, but guys live life very differently than us and assume that's a go-ahead, or she's even enjoying it, especially when drunk. Yeah, so Sad thing is, this type of situation is more common than people realize. It's a power thing for the abuser, especially in a public place. See, I don't even know if I want to call him intentional in being, like, abusive or whatever, right? Because I think it can vary. With situations like this, I think it needs to be destigmatized a bit, because there's just so much potential for miscommunication between men and women right now. It just needs, like, I don't want there to be, like, a huge mob going after George, right? I don't want a huge mob to be, like, calling for him to never stream again. But I don't want there to be a mob going after this girl either, you know? Like, it's legitimate for her to feel that her boundaries were crossed and for her to feel mixed about it. Again, if I were 18 and was still a virgin and had never been touched in my genital area before, and this guy I met that night was touching me there, yeah, I would be really emotional and probably mixed up about it too, right? So I think this is a very easily fixable situation between the two of them. I think maybe him reaching out and saying, hey, I didn't realize I was trying to be playful. I didn't realize exactly what I was doing. And I'm sorry that I crossed your boundaries. I think that would go a long way, you know? So, and yeah, it's a very, you know, these interactions need to be destigmatized because they're so common. They're so much more common than you think. So, but yeah, you guys the lesson to take away from this should be, get affirmative consent. Get permission before you touch somebody's genitals, right? So, all right.
I wish I never had to be seen again. And as soon as I do speak out of it, I'm seen different. Speak out about it, I'm seen different. I'm seen as a person with a body that can be used and used in bad ways.
I almost think, like, I am pretty controversial for this situation, but for this take, but I almost think that, like, situations like this need to be destigmatized to the point where, like, if a dude inappropriately gropes a woman, it shouldn't be the end of his career. Because this is something that is super common. It's super common. And if a girl feels like she's going to end a guy's career because he inappropriately groped her and she doesn't feel it was okay, she's probably not going to come forward with it. Nobody wants to end somebody's livelihood, right? So,
in reality, I never wanted it. I'm painted a victim of a crime that I never chose. And what happens when it's all I'm seen as? What do I do then? When half echo on about proof or disbelief, the other half will pity me, looking at me like I'm wounded prey. When do I get my dignity back? When I watched it be ripped from me when I was too young to recognize it.
Okay, I knew it was going to be a spicy take. That was the worst take. Like, what? Okay, I knew it was going to be a spicy take, okay? I knew it was going to be a spicy take. But as somebody who's been the victim of multiple situations like this, that's just kind of like how I view it, right? I think there needs to be room for people to make mistakes and get better, you know? So, Testy says, I don't know her character or what she has to gain, but I'm also not going to jump on she's doing this for clout immediately, because that's just as dumb as saying the dude is some predator. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, you always get affirmative consent, guys, okay? Drunk at 18 and a stranger you met the night before does that, I'm obviously going to feel extremely bad. Yeah, I agree with that. Should not be desensitized. I'm not saying desensitized, I'm saying destigmatized, right? Like, talking about this, you know. Star, teach men not to assault women. Twitch, actually, it's evil and they should just know. Oh god, dude. Okay, again, remember, she was 18 when this happened. He was a huge, you know, YouTuber, okay? Rare Popo says, destigmatize so they can teach consent in school without parents freaking out about sex ed. Sure, yeah. Girl, did you even watch the stream? She said not to call it drama. I'm sorry. I am a drama streamer and a political streamer. I cover both politics and drama. Okay, so that is why it's in my title. Caitibugzz says she is definitely not doing it for clout. I watched her since she started. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think she's doing it for clout either. I think I understand her perspective very much, that she feels violated. I would feel violated too. I've been in situations where friends thought they were just being... I'm much older than her, but I will say I've been in situations where the friends thought that they were okay with what they were doing, and they didn't realize until it was later and I was crying over it that I was upset by it. But we can talk about that later, you know? And those friends who did that to me, like, I would never want them to have everything ended for them, you know? So, problem is that she doesn't explain the full context of the story, especially this is coming out of nowhere. No, wait, it's not coming out of nowhere, okay? She never even mentioned George in the first place, too. I just don't understand how people are coming up with their own conclusions. We're not coming up with our own conclusions. We'll get there. We'll get there. You guys need to be patient with me. There's a reason why we know that this is George, okay? Testy says she comes off as sincere, TBH. It's just her perception might differ from his as to the events as they unfolded. But if he felt her under her clothes without consent, then I am comfortable saying he is in the wrong for that. I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, resuming.
Oh, God.
We will get there, Bug. We will get there. I'll show you why we know
I
it's
don't
George.
want to be the brave one, but I will. What are consequences to someone who has no conscience? I'll never find the peace. I can't get it out of my head. Will I learn to live with the pain I faced? How does one accept peace on their own terms? Is one defined by what's been done to them? Is this a forgiving world? Because I hope it's not. I hope for every touch unasked for and every person belonging to that touch rots in this world unforgiven. I'm very angry and I don't want to be an angry person. I can't help but feel like it changed me and I had no control over it, and I get angry again and I try to be kind and believe in a kind world, but a lot of it feels cruel. My kindness never brought me strength. Not now. Not even anger can. I'm always losing and I don't find it fair. How something can eat away at me this long. Why can I forget everything but that moment no matter how hard I try? I get mad at myself for making a big deal about it, but it was. I guess I can't change how things affect me. And I wonder why. I wonder why every touch is a bad one. I wonder if the world's so kind, why can't I experience its kindness? I wonder if I'll experience anything soft like that. I'm embarrassed. I'm tired. That's it. Which, it was a lot of what I already said. But at least in that moment, it was more fresh.
Okay, so yeah, did she say specifically that she wrote this down after it happened, right? Like pretty close to after it happened, like the incident itself, right?
I don't know what else to say. I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. I didn't really think
That is pretty significant. The fact that she wrote it down after it, like immediately after it happened, I think that's pretty significant, right? It bothered her enough that she knew she had to write it down.
it through that much. And I knew it was important. Again, this isn't about drama or about
6 months.
any
Okay,
of that.
I mean,
It's
still
about
fine,
a real
you know.
story. It's about everyone like me who was silenced, who is still silenced. I love you guys. I hope you guys stay safe. I hope nothing bad happens to you guys. I might be gone for a little bit, but I don't want this to stop me because it's just something that happened to me. That's it. And yeah, I love you guys. I think I'm gonna go. I really hope this can help someone. That's all I care about. I want you guys to know it's okay to hurt. And I hope, even if you've been hurt in your past, and no matter how many times you hurt, you still find room in your heart to love. And I hope you experience love because you deserve it.
Yeah, so again, there's somebody in here who was like claiming that it was like crocodile tears or whatever. I don't agree with that. It seems she really is truly very upset by this. And so yeah, I do think that she's, you know, you can see that she's hurt, you know? You can see that she's hurt and she's got mixed feelings about this, so. But yeah, you know, again, let's not, you know, we don't have his side of the story either, okay? We don't have his side of the story either.
Okay, I'm gonna end now. I really want to thank my mods for helping me during the stream. I hope you guys stay well too.
Did she name him specifically, or is it just known as him? So she did not say a single name the entire time during this stream, if I'm recalling correctly, or if I'm hearing this correctly. She did not say a single name the entire time during the stream. But what happened is here, her best friend on Twitter, Quacking, tweeted this out. This is her best friend. GeorgeNotFound is a sexual assaulter. GeorgeNotFound essayed Katie. Drop this man. This fuckhead doesn't deserve a platform. He doesn't deserve fans. Don't give him your money. Don't give George anything. Believe victims, support victims. These are the friends of Katie. I think this is one person tweeted about it. And then there's somebody else who tweeted. Let me see if I can find it here. Her friend Rue. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll look at that up. It's basically confirmed it's him, as of all of her closest friends, Max, John A., Average Harry, Piso, have attacked George under his tweet for more info. Okay, yeah, we'll look at it. He's going live later to talk about it. Yeah, we're going to cover it. She doesn't benefit from this at all. She will be attacked and ridiculed. She has no reason to lie because she is actively going to make her a target for the foreseeable future. Why would she possibly make this up? Yeah, no, I don't think she's making it up. I don't think she's making it up. We also don't know his side of the story, so maybe, you know, he'll give us some details that, I don't know, we'll see. So anyways, this person tweets this out, and that's why they think this person is they think that GeorgeNotFound is a sexual assaulter. And let's see what these pictures are. This person is Rue. Rue is her best friend. Rue is Katie's best friend. Let me see if I can find her Twitter, actually. Okay, so here's the best friend. Rue's her friend. She liked the tweet by Quackers. Yeah. Okay, so let's read it here, okay? Here's the context. Take this how you will. I will not be tweeting until further notice. Katie was doing a stream talking about her experiences with being SA'd. The info she provided was that 1. It was VidCon Anaheim 2023. 2. The person was 26. 3. The person had went to college. 4. It was a big content creator. 5. When she made the joke about CCs being in minors' DMs, content creators being in minors' DMs, she mentioned that half the people had the assaulter as their profile picture. While Katie was in the situation with the content creator, her best friend was romantically talking to the content creator's best friend, and they went to a hotel room together as a group. This would be referencing the party that had gotten Dream into some dirt about giving underage people alcohol. Rue, who is Katie's friend, may have been referencing Dream enabling George in her tweets, not Wilbur. I'm sorry if it's all over the place, but if you need more clarification on anything, let me know. So that's what this person tweeted. But like, why would people think it's the Dream Teams though? And then she tweeted this.
I remember a moment around October where I made a comment about a certain group abusing power over minors in their DMs, saying they had minors in their DMs. It was an absent-minded comment, and I apologized for it, of course. It was a possible subconscious jab out of my own personal resentment. My comments filled with people saying that I didn't care about grooming victims, and that I thought assault was a joke. And I remember sitting there, reading the comments, scrolling over and over again, heart beating faster. Over half of the comments had him.
This is all no proof, no videos, no only testimonies. Yeah, I mean, like, look, most cases like this do not have proof. You know? So, Dream knows things like this would cause him trouble and would step back since his reputation is already ruined. Is his reputation ruined? I don't know. Her testimony is very honest, yeah. Yeah, no, it's painful to watch because you can tell that she's in pain, right? Okay, let's look at this other thing. GeorgeNotFound, you will fucking rot, okay? This person, I guess, is liking all these tweets. It might be George, and you know it. Don't cover for him. Show your support to Katie. So this person is saying that it's George or whatever, right? And again, I'm not saying that George is guilty necessarily, but I am saying that something happened to this woman, right? So, knowing how these things usually go, she'll probably get dragged by his fans, but unless more people come forward, he'll probably be fine. Like, people who do these kinds of things, it's usually a pattern, sure. But yeah, I mean, like, look, again, it is very possible that it was a miscommunication between both of these people. However, should serve as a lesson to all people watching, right? Regardless of where you stand on this drama, just think about, okay, if I'm in a situation like this, I should ask for affirmative consent. I should ask for consent before I touch somebody in their genital region or anything like that, you know? Honestly, I really hope that when George comes out, he doesn't be really vague or have a bad apology. I feel like that's the bare minimum, but I don't know. 2024 has been crazy for Minecraft content creators. Odnirim says she was only 18, he was 26. He shouldn't have been near her alone. I don't know. People, there are age, you know, gaps and stuff. I don't know. ZeroKing646 says, I feel like everything is too up in the air. Everything seems so scripted, and the fact no one other than Katie and George know about it makes it just as awkward. I don't know. Sapphire Sweet says, the fact all her friends immediately clowned on George speaks volumes. I'm leaning towards it being GNF, but we need to wait until his stream comes out. She was definitely hurt though, and the focus should be on her. Testy says we're here to talk about it. Any theories are kind of valid right now. We should just be a bit measured in how we approach it. That is also very true. It's all words against words unless you can actually prove anything. Well, that's how most of these cases are, right? I feel very sorry for Katie, and I support her truly, but I want to hear George's side of the story. That's very fair. Very fair. I just hope to God when George does talk about it, he doesn't give a Wilbur apology. Okay. This is why our victims are never believed, because they need proof. Pro tip for guys, if you want to get laid or flirt, just only have a beer or two, just in case. Promise you won't regret it. Her friend actually knew it because some of her friends were there with her. Yeah. That is the thing. She mentioned in her confession here that in the room where this is happening, there are other people there, and one of her friends was there at least. Toy says, I do really appreciate and want to thank Stardust for doing this.
File 100% free with Turbo.
Doing the stream and allowing everyone to express their opinions and open new discussions to this problem. Everyone's theories are valid and should be looked at with consideration regardless of supporting them or not. Sure. This isn't court, we don't need burden of proof. I guess that's true. I would say, as somebody who's over, as soon as I hit like 21, it became hard to hang out with people who were like 18. So I don't know. I mean, you know, if he can handle it, whatever. But for me, already, like at the age that I am, it's hard for me to hang out with people under like 24. So. Jinx says, I think that this might be a miscommunication. Firstly, both of them were drunk, and secondly, they might have heard wrong because they were both drunk, and maybe George thought that she gave consent, but he didn't ask for consent, right? If there were many people in the room with them, wouldn't one of them say anything? It's one of those things. His hand was under her clothes, so like it's feasible that, you know, people really didn't understand or notice what was going on with the two of them, you know? Do we know it was the genital region, though? Because she mentioned it was under her shirt. Oh, that's true. Maybe it wasn't her genitals. Maybe it was her breasts. Either way, you know, it's inappropriate, right? Again, you know, I understand he was trying to play with her or whatever, but he probably didn't need to have his hands under her clothes. And, you know, he probably should have asked her before feeling her breasts, if that's what he did, right? So... Chun-Li says her friend is trying to say she was essayed at that event where Dream was punched by the Gumball voice actor. That's bullshit, as she wasn't even there, and that's an entirely separate drama. Okay, I don't know anything about what her friend is trying to say. Charlotte says in most cases there's no proof because nobody knows they're about to get assaulted, so they wouldn't know to get evidence. And the assaulted isn't going to document what they do for obvious reasons, but let's not discredit victims. Look, I think I feel comfortable saying that, you know, I feel comfortable saying that this girl seems genuine in the hurt that she's feeling. She seems genuine in what she's saying. But I also feel comfortable saying that, you know, I don't want to crucify George. I don't want to light him on fire, you know? I don't want to, flame him for this, right? Because we don't know his side of the story yet. People would be surprised how many people don't say anything in those situations, yeah. She would be able to consent, except she was drunk, so her being drunk is what removes any possibility of her consent. Otherwise, I'd agree. From Testy. Big Papa Pancake says, does breast or genitals matter for the court of public appeal? I don't know. Take drama out of your stream title. This is not a drama, this is a crime. Sexual assault is not drama. Okay, guys, the reason why drama is in my title is because I am a drama and political streamer, okay? And I categorize things under drama or politics or whatever, right? And I don't think this fits under politics. So I apologize that drama is in my title. I know she said it's not drama to her, but when I'm covering stuff, I am a drama streamer and a political streamer. So, you know, it's the title drama is not meant to, you know, insult her or whatever. Okay. I'm trying to catch up with chat. You guys are typing quite a bit. Jinx says, I think that George should take full responsibility for what he did, even if he was drunk, because it is his own actions. And let's just hope that his explanation can explain this whole mess. The optics are so bad because she's almost 10 years his junior. I'm 20 and I wouldn't flirt with an 18-year-old. They're basically kids, so as a 26-year-old, I don't know what he was doing. I'm used to believe all women about this, but the Benjamin Mendy thing happened and now I just struggle, especially without anything. I don't know anything about that situation. Doesn't matter where they were touched. Sexual assault is sexual assault, yeah. George will probably not do a stream today, let's be honest. He did tweet about it, though. He probably means later as in tomorrow or whenever he gets his stuff together. I think I've been pretty fair to both parties in this. False accusations make up such a small amount of assault cases. I agree with that as well. So I understand why people find it offensive, but that's just, you know, I mean, like, let me look. Maybe there's a, okay, disturbing new, what, allegations? Is that what you want me to title it? Or disturbing new, like, interpersonal drama? I don't know. Drama, an exciting, emotional, or unexpected event. Yeah, I'm not meaning to insult her. I think I've been pretty fair to her throughout this entire thing. Disturbing, okay, fine. I'll just do disturbing allegations against GeorgeNotFound. And then, I'll take, okay. All right, here. Okay, I just changed the title. Okay, are you happy? Are you happy now, guys? Are we happy? Okay, Jesus, guys, seriously. Yeah, better title TBH, okay. Look, I don't do this whole thing. I'm not, if you are easily triggered, my stream is not the stream for you, okay? If you are easily triggered, my stream is not the stream for you. So if you're going to be offended, this is not the place for you. From Merriam-Webster, a state, situation, or series of events involving interesting or intense conflicting of forces. I think drama is apt, but you gotta placate people. That is the only time I'm going to placate you guys. You should know this about me. If you're new to my channel, I do not placate my audience. That is the only time I'm going to do it. So be happy, all right? Thank you so much for covering this. I've been so confused, but how dare you title it this way? Seriously. They came into the stream swinging, but then left after you changed the title? Yeah, I know, seriously. Nian Cat says, I don't think Katie would lie about this because I've seen so much people make up lies about this and never has ended well. But I don't know if it's George because she never said anything that it was him, and some of the things that she said didn't make sense that it was George. Well, her friends came out and said it was George on Twitter, Nian Cat. This is one of her friends, and then one of her friends also liked this tweet. So yeah, I think it is George. I think it is George. Starts real quick, how long are you streaming tonight? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe midnight? I'm not sure. 18 plus stream, guys. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's kind of like what's going on here, right? So this is one person tweeting about it. GeorgeNotFound is a sexual assaulter. This is really dangerous for this person to be saying. I think they should be saying that, okay, you know, like, this is really intense. This is really intense. So basically, he may have touched her boobs or her genitals, and I'm not saying that that's right. It's obviously inappropriate. Again, I've been in situations where people have inappropriately touched me without my consent, but I think this person is going really hard in a way that is going to backfire on them. Like, this person should not be tweeting this out. They should be saying, it seems that people are talking about GeorgeNotFound. Here are the screenshots. She only said breasts, just to be clear. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, even if he touched her breasts, right? It's still wrong. He didn't ask for consent. He probably shouldn't have been touching her under her clothes, you know? I'm just staying neutral because I believe in hearing from both parties. Yeah, no, look, here's the thing. My stance on these things is that I'm of the stance that clearly this girl is hurt, right? Clearly her tears look very, very real. She is making faces that I've made when I've been in severe emotional pain, right? So the pain that she's feeling is real, right? The actual details of the situation could be different. The details could be different in a way that, you know, it's a miscommunication. It could be that George misinterpreted a situation. It could be that George communicated in a wrong way or didn't communicate in the best way, right? These could all be real, right? We just have to wait and see. So there's a way that we can look at an allegation like this and say, I empathize with this girl's pain, and say, like, I believe something happened with her, right? But also still believe in waiting and listening to George's side, right? And not calling him a monster, not calling him a demon for this, right? Because we don't know. We don't know what happened. So that's the thing. That's what I would say. I would say it's clear she's hurt. It's clear she's in pain. It's clear that she's very emotionally affected by this. But it could be that George miscommunicated. It could be that George did purposely assault her, did know what he was doing. It could be that George did know what he was doing, right? We don't know. We have no idea. But we can empathize with her. We can say that it's serious, say that something happened to her that hurt her, and still say that we believe that George deserves to be heard as well. And we can be empathetic to her and be supportive of her. Did you hear that another YouTuber said that Wilbur Soot R-worded her? I didn't hear that, Arvola. Where can I read about that? Or hear about that? Did she say to stop because maybe he didn't know that she didn't like it? Not saying that he didn't mean it, just seeing if there's other conclusions. Even if she didn't say to stop, and she says that she didn't say to stop, the fact that he had his hand under her clothes, like, he should have asked her first, right? And, you know, he should have asked before touching her breasts, right? So that's how I would feel about it. That's what I think. So it's on Instagram. Do you know what the username is of the person on Instagram? Or can somebody link it to me? The way she explained it and her reaction is very similar to when I was essay. Yeah, no, it's really common amongst women to not say anything and to kind of freeze up. Very, very common. And I don't think he should have been touching her under her clothes, you know? She was freshly 18. They took her and her back to the hotel when they were underage. Sure, but again, remember, this was a group of friends hanging out in a hotel room, okay? Mouse A. So that is something to keep in mind here. It is a group of friends hanging out in a hotel. So it doesn't seem as nuts for her to be in a hotel room with a guy, right? Because your friends are there. Do you know when George is going to talk about this? I'm not sure. I just know that he tweeted about it. Let me pull up the tweet, actually. Let's see. What are my tweets? I think being in a room with people while being touched like that makes it harder to express you're uncomfortable. It feels awkward or weird to express it out loud, coming from someone who's experienced something similar. I agree with that as well. So when I was much younger, I think it was like 18 or 19, I was at a party and I had, no, I don't think I was even 18 or 19. Actually, I think I might have been like 16 or 17, actually. I was at a party with some friends and, you know, we were all joking around and stuff. And like a couple of them, so basically it's stupid. Wait, just a second. Before we get into that, let me get the George tweet, okay? Fucking hell, dude. Pedo allegations incoming? No. Look, I understood at the time my friends didn't really understand what was going on, what they were doing. So anyways, George says, I will be doing a very serious stream later today. This post is just to make that clear. I'm gathering all the information and evidence to share. I have never and would never break someone's sexual boundaries or assault anyone. Okay, so yeah, maybe there was something else going on here. Maybe he has evidence that they were flirting for a while, that she liked him, that she was fine with the way that he touched her. Maybe. We'll see. We have to wait, right? We have to wait. But it does look like that she's genuinely in pain. I don't know what for. It seems like it was like one of her first adult experiences, so maybe she was upset by that. I don't know, right? That's a strong statement. I'm interested in what he has to say. Yeah. For the bottom thing he put, what does that mean? I'm really confused. What time is it for him? Because if it's like 7 a.m. for him, it could definitely be like in a while. It's probably 11 p.m. If he's still living in Florida with his friends, it's probably 11 p.m. for him. Look in the comments for Max, Harry Piso, and John A. They all attacked him, which says a lot as he states he never did anything. Shit. With all the streamers touching actual minors, we don't need to read into someone being with an 18-year-old. It's uncomfy, but you look like you're pushing for a narrative. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know what to believe. First Wilbur and now George. Personally, it all feels so strange. Am I the only one who thinks this way? Look, what I'll say is, and the reason why I want a lot of this stuff to be destigmatized is because I think this is much more common than people realize. And I think almost everybody is capable of making these kinds of mistakes. It's not good, but I think most people are capable of making these mistakes. So, okay. So, yeah. Let's see. Silence is not consent. It will never be consent. Max says, rotten hell, you piece of shit. I saw how you ruined my friend's life. Nobody should feel sympathy in whatever lies you're going to spout with your stupid PR team backing you, you buffoon. Gathering all the information and proof. I can't believe the excuses you could possibly have for what you put her through. You're disgusting. Jeez, dude. Especially in part. Yeah, no, I think this is much more common than people realize. That's why, like, people are like, oh, what's wrong with content creators? Why do they all do this? Like, it's not just content creators, it's most people. Most people do this shit, you know? So, most women I know have been assaulted. There isn't enough education on consent, and porn has rotted people. I don't know if porn's at fault, but yeah. Hi, Josh. Was she drinking? Yes, she was drinking. I definitely think the age gap, 18 and 26, is a little odd, but I don't think age is the main focus. Yeah, the age probably isn't the main focus. But yeah, the part of the again, one part of the reason is that again that I want these things to be destigmatized is like when I was like I think I was probably 17 when this happened, but I was at a friend's birthday party and I had some friends who like groped me inappropriately, right? And like I cried like my eyes out like right after it happened. But again, they were young teenage boys, right? And while what they did was wrong, at the same time, I realized like I don't want anything bad to happen to them. I just want them to know I was uncomfortable and them to not do it again. You know? And that's kind of why I kind of support like destigmatizing these things, you know? That's why I am against like I don't know. I don't want to completely ruin people for this kind of stuff, you know? I think it's just so much more. There's so much more work to be done with this, and we can't do the proper work to combat situations like this without destigmatizing it a bit and allowing people to, you know, the thing is, if I thought my friends like were going to be affected by what they did to me, like their careers or their future would be over about it, I wouldn't have said anything, you know? So it's hard to communicate if the subject is highly stigmatized. I agree. He's 26. He should know better. I agree with you on that. I agree with you. He should know better. Is that fucking Smaggle in the yeah, it's Smaggle. It's Smaggle. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe George has evidence to prove that, you know, things didn't happen the way that she said that they did. We'll see. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's hard to talk about an issue if things are so stigmatized, you know? And especially my friends, you know, they were teenage boys and I didn't want horrible things to happen to them because of the mistakes that they made. But, you know, obviously if somebody knows better, if they know what they're doing and they're willingly doing it and they're still pushing past somebody's boundaries like they're less than, then yeah, there should be consequences, obviously, you know? Maybe tell people to not SA young girls rather than trying to destigmatize assault. What? No. Do you think that women... Chloe, here's the thing. This is how I know you're fucking retarded, okay? Chloe is a fucking idiot because if she knew better, she would know that stigmatizing assault actually leads to less women coming forward about it. Stigmatizing assault leads to less women reporting assault and you know, and it leads to less women seeking help for assault. So, yeah, Chloe, you're a fucking idiot. All right. So the K says her friend shouldn't attack him if she didn't name him. She didn't name a name for a reason. She might not have been ready to. She wanted to tell her story to help others and find peace, not to bring down other people. Yeah, I agree with that. 18 plus stream, everyone. Yep. Well, look, part of destigmatizing reporting assault is still, you still have to be understanding of the conditions that lead people to assault, right? I have a controversial opinion as well. This one's probably going to get me into a lot of heat. But I think, like, so part of the reason why I want to kind of, like, depending on the person, depending on the situation, I want to kind of, like, destigmatize things is because I think that most men are capable. Most men are probably capable and probably have engaged in some sort of assault. And if it's most men, I don't think that the effective way to stop assault is to stigmatize it to the point where women don't feel comfortable coming forward and reporting it, and to stigmatize it to the point where all men don't know how to talk about it and talk about these situations so they can learn better. Okay, Testy says, I think it probably happens more than reported, but I don't think it's most men. Okay, maybe that's a bit hyperbolic. Not most, I think most men are capable of it. I think that it happens a lot more than people realize. Maybe not saying most men do it, but like most men are capable of it. And I don't think we help anything by like making it to the point where men can't talk about it either, you know? So, yeah. Accidental assault is a thing. If we teach people that instead of all assaulters are evil and should be destroyed, that they will learn that things they thought were small are actually a big deal. Yeah. It's not most men. Also, everyone is capable of assault, period. We need to be more explicit about personal boundaries in regards to our bodies and for our own personal responsibility, making sure we are wise in where we are and what we're doing. I would agree with that. I'd agree with that. I don't agree with women, you know, doing stuff either, right? Like to men, you know? But yeah, no, it's probably not most men that are assaulters. I think just that, like, most men are capable of doing it. Most women are probably too, you know? So, But, you know, the risk is a little bit more. So, and I do think it's more men than people realize do it. So that's why I say that we need to find a better way to communicate to men about these things and teach them how to conduct themselves better. Agree, but hate that we have to teach them. Well, we have to teach humans things every day. We have to teach humans things every day. I hate that we have to teach babies how to be humans, but we still do. So I agree, accidental assault is a thing. I mean, even I could say while drunk, I could have touched someone inappropriately without thinking about it. So communication and teaching instead of pulling out pitchforks is the way to go. I agree with that. Once again, it's all nuanced. Some girls get away with doing exactly this because they're smaller. A girl and guys just want that stuff. This could be biased based off my experiences, but there are women out there that take advantage of the stigmatization. My abusive ex is like that. Took a year of her stalking me before people questioned her narrative about what happened. I'm a trans guy for clarity. I'm sorry to hear that. I know a lady who violated my boyfriend when he was a minor, so yes, women are in fault. And are also in fault for these things too. Yeah, sure, I agree with that. Why can't men just ask before sticking their hands somewhere without permission? I think the issue, Fruity Purple, is like right now we're in a stage where the rules of dating are changing, right? And there are a lot of older men who were not taught like the affirmative consent thing. And there are a lot of younger people who were taught the affirmative consent thing, and people in between who don't know which one is the right one. And so that's why, you know, yeah. I think it should be a lot more normalized to ask someone if you're touching them, if this is okay, and not just keep going until the other party is very uncomfortable. Just how things like this can happen. Lack of communication. I definitely agree with that, Shiny. I definitely could see a situation in this. Like, it could be the case that he was pushing past her boundaries and he knew what he was doing, but it also could be the case that he was just stupid and he didn't think to ask. And it was just like blatant miscommunication and stupid, right? Accidental assault is still assault though, consequences follow actions, but education would be a major destigmatizer for this topic and decrease the amount of accidental assault. Sure, I would agree with that. Are the accusations real? Sorry, I didn't understand anything. What do you mean by real? Are the accusations real? Do you mean like, did somebody actually make accusations? Yeah, somebody made accusations and she seems very much in pain by the situation. She seems very much emotionally hurt by the situation. But we don't know all the details of this. We only know her side. I have no reason to not believe her, but I also would love to hear George's side of the story. So again, here's the thing. Yeah, this is an 18+ stream, guys. So if you're not over 18, don't be here because I'm going to say mean things. And I'm not a hug box, okay? So what I'll say is that I do think that, again, I think that there are a lot of men out there. There's probably a significant portion of men and women who have engaged in some type of assault, all right? And that is why I am not somebody who is willing to completely crucify somebody, right? I think it's really sad that she is hurting so much over this. But the way that we combat assault, the way that we combat situations like this is that we have to be able to have conversations with people, and we have to give them an opportunity to grow and learn and change. So, 18+ stream, is it okay to say slurs you can't say on any stream? What are you talking about, mouse? A complete crucifixion doesn't help anyone, in my opinion. There has to be both grace and truth. Punish them for what they did while making sure they know they're not irredeemable. That's exactly what I'm saying, Sapphire. I think that's exactly what I'm saying. The R word is a slur, LOL. I don't think it's a slur. I don't think that one is modded by Twitch. If it doesn't get me in trouble on Twitch, like, yeah. I'm trying to remove myself from saying it as much, but yeah. It's not something that Twitch has specifically outlined that they don't like, so. But I am trying to be fair, I am trying to stop saying it as much, so, yeah. Have you talked about how people are also thinking it might be Wilbur Soot? Sure, people might think that it might be Wilbur Soot, but the point that the fact that George even tweeted this out kind of indicates that he's confirming that it's about him, right? Why would he tweet this out otherwise? Katie said it's not Wilbur. Yeah. Just don't say it at all. Okay, so if this is what we're talking about, you have to give people a chance to grow and change, okay? It doesn't happen overnight. Okay? I'm working on it. But I'm not going to be any nicer to you guys, even if I don't say it. I'm probably still going to be incredibly mean to you. That's just how I am. All right. Actually, I'm not that mean. I'm actually kind of like a pussy. Okay. He's been identified either way. Guys, British people finish college at 18. She said he was talking about being in college at 19. Unless he did extra years, it doesn't make sense. But why is he tweeting this? Why is he tweeting this if it's not about him? The majority of sex crimes in the world aren't accidental. I agree with that. But terms of consent need to be more clear to people. I also agree with that. College in the UK is anywhere between 16 and 20. I think he's tweeting about it because people thought it was him. I think he's tweeting about it because people are saying it's him. He did say in the past he did 1 extra year at college, retook first year, but she's probably talking about uni and just using the American word. Yeah, college and university are the same thing in America. Hi, please explain to me. I'm really confused. Explain what? What are you confused about it? I think he's just really nervous and also stressed right now, and the people pressuring him, even though they know nothing about the situation, are not helping. Is she from the UK? No, she is from the US. She's an American. Her friend that was in the room with her when it happened tweeted and basically confirmed it was him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you're new to my chat, please consider following. Also, if you'd like to help me out, you can press the like button on my YouTube stream. It helps boost me in the algorithm. Also, I do prefer viewers on YouTube. It does help me. I get more of a cut from YouTube. Also, any subs and super chats are greatly appreciated. I just put the link in the Twitch chat. So please consider clicking on that link and pressing the like button. Many of her close friends are even under George's tweet calling him out. Yeah, that is true. See? These people are under the tweet. I'm still confused if Dream and Sapnap know as they live with him. They were in the same hotel room, I'm pretty sure, when this happened. But it's reasonable that the other people in the hotel room were too focused on other things to know what was going on there. If it's his friends, that's sketchy to me. That's still conjecture. The best of the situation that it's a miscommunication issue rather than purposeful assault. This sucks, yeah. It sucks because, you know, he's probably hurting from this and feeling really self-conscious. And she's probably really hurting from, I mean, we know she's really hurting from this just based off of how upset, how like the faces she's making are like, you know, that's the face of somebody who's really, really upset, you know? That's the face of somebody who's really upset. She would have to be a fucking Oscar-winning actor to make this face on command. But yeah, it could be a miscommunication or it could have been purposeful. We don't know. We have no idea. I saw so many people on TikTok saying she was fake crying, and I think that's so absurd. She seems genuinely upset. Fuck, maybe I should be streaming on TikTok for this. I'm sure she was scared to share her story. Can't imagine how nervous she was to finally open up. Yeah, here's the thing. A lot of people think that women get clout off of this. In reality, 9 times out of 10, if a woman can, like, to me, at least from what I've seen being on social media, 9 times out of 10, if a woman accuses a dude of, like, assault or some sort of sexual thing on social media, it seems that usually she's not believed. Usually she is ridiculed for making a false accusation, or people accuse her of being, making a false accusation, and then it seems like there's usually a group of people who come out for the dude. And then there are some people who will go after the dude. I don't know, it's a mess. But usually, this is not a fun situation for her, probably, because nobody wants to be known as the girl who accused somebody of something, you know? Nobody wants to be known that way. Nobody wants to be known as the girl who accused a guy of assault. People don't even have evidence in like that, dude, other than other people being there and dates, times lining up. She's not gonna have recordings and shit. Yeah, I agree with that. Even if it was genuinely an accident, and he misread the situation, do you really think Katie will forgive him or believe that? I seriously doubt it. I don't think there's any way he's coming back from this. I don't know, thoughtful TBH. I think if he maybe had a heart-to-heart over it, maybe, but I don't know. Did she show any proof, though? I didn't watch the full video. What proof are you looking for, Caro Hot? What proof are you looking for? This happened in a hotel room with a bunch of friends. He was touching her under her shirt. Nobody's gonna have proof there, you know? So nobody's gonna have proof for that. She said she had DMs with her before and after he was flirting with her. Oh, okay. Maybe she could post that. I don't know. She's asking about screenshots of the flirty messages. No, she didn't show that. Oh, did I get raided? Vegcom, thank you for the raid. Can we get a shout out for Vegcom? Like screenshots of flirting or text messages before or after to show that she was in contact with him. That's a good point. She didn't show any of that, no. Can we get a shout out for Vegcom? Guys, go follow and subscribe to Vegcom, but also follow and subscribe to me, okay? Jesus, why are all the people showing up in my Twitch chat? I thought there would be more people in my YouTube chat, you know? I would post the DMs or show them if she's telling the truth. I hope she can show them if he says something that could affect her. Yeah. Do you think the allegations are real? Okay, the way that I approach these, Lola, is that these situations is that it's not about whether the allegations are real when I look at this, like, because it's going to be different. Each person is going to present a different truth, right? And in most situations, there's like, the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? But I do think that what I do look for when I look at things like this is I look at whether I think her emotions are genuine, right? And I do think her emotions are genuine, right? It could be that, again, it was miscommunication. It could be that maybe she's misportraying things or forgetting things, right? It could be that he really truly was trying to push past her boundaries, right? We don't know. We won't know. All we can say is that her emotions are genuine. Something happened, right? And we have to wait for him and to see what he's going to say, right? So she's 18 and says she's unfamiliar with physical touch. That is scary for a first time. I would agree with that. George may have placed his hand under a collar or a very open, revealing top. Not clear. I think basically she implied he was touching her boobs or something. I hate how people are having a predetermined position. None of us are body language experts. And that barely means anything anyways. Yeah, I hate body language experts, honestly. You would have to really know who to believe with so much going on. I don't know. If she was SA'd, why is she streaming instead of going to the police? I don't think that what she had happen to her is, like, police worthy, to be honest, right? Like, she doesn't have any evidence to prove that it happened. And it'll just be he said, she said, and it'll probably get thrown out, to be honest. It's very hard. It's very, very hard to get evidence for kinds of things like this. And also, people don't want to go to court over this stuff, you know? So we don't know what happened. I think the smartest thing to do in these situations is to stay neutral on it. Have empathy for both sides. The best way to make everybody unhappy is have empathy for both sides on this, you know? And until we see his statement and see what other details come out, we can't really make a determination. But an 18+ stream. It is an 18+ stream. Yeah. Okay. Chatters. I know you're all here for this drama with Caitibugzz, but we've kind of covered the entire video. The only thing we can do is wait for George to go live. Let me pull up his Twitch real quick here. Either way, we shouldn't say or accuse anyone at the money until he confirms it was him. Y'all, I'm pretty sure she just wanted peace and to help others feel like they can tell their story. Probably why she didn't say his name. Obviously, I'm stating my opinion, but I could be totally wrong. You're probably right, Simply K. You're probably right. She said drama again. Everyone freak out. True. Okay, you guys, this is my vocabulary, okay? This is just how it is. Can we not call it drama? Okay, look, I'm trying not to, but this is my language, okay? I am a drama streamer, okay? I'm a drama and politics streamer, okay? This is my vocabulary, all right? This is just it. I already changed my title for you guys. If you're under 18, then leave the stream. Exactly. Says, Stardust, I'm glad I found your stream because you seem like such a good streamer. Oh, thank you. I think opening up to the public about it is already scary enough. Going to the police about it is going to be even scarier. Yeah, that's true. Stardust is human. How dare she? This dictionary definition drama. Oh my god. Guys, you're gonna get me in trouble. I feel like the best is to stay neutral until we hear a word from him, because as like you say, we can't make a position with only one side. Yeah, only thing we can do is have empathy for her, right? And to me, what I can say is seems very evident to me that she is in pain the entire time she's doing this. I mean, like, look at this. That's heartbreaking, seeing her fate, the way she was holding her face there, you know? Like, yeah, this is heartbreaking. You can tell that she's in pain. Like, she's embarrassed, you know? It's an embarrassing thing. Why did you choose Stardust for a name? It was just a name that I chose sometime. Whoa, hella people in here. Yeah, we're covering an assault allegation. Could you check the Alice and Yana tweet about Wilbur? Sure, I can take a look at that. Alice and Nanya. Hi, Firechild, how's it going? Yeah, just like there's not a lack of emotion throughout any of this. She's just so much in pain. It's really sad to see. Okay. What were your thoughts on the Wilbur situation? I made a lot of... You guys are not gonna like this. I made a lot of jokes because Wilbur is like the name that you give to a dog. Wilbur is the name that you give to a dog. And Shubble is also the name that you give to a dog. Or to a dog chew toy. You know? So, like, that's... Like, yeah, it's like, bro, what the fuck? She's dating like a dog in a human body. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? Not the biting. Yeah, seriously, that is dog behavior. But I do think she got, towards the end of her video, Shubble's video, she got a little bit petty. It seems like the main thing was about the biting and how much he would hurt her, you know? Which is like, what grown adult does? Shubble sounds like something you name a small hairless dog. I mean, like, look, he found his real-life chew toy, I guess. I don't know. The poking of the bruises? Yeah. Jesus. Petty? Oh, it's just towards the end. I think it seems the main thing, the main issue that I saw in that was super toxic was how much he would hurt her physically, you know? There are rape allegations against Wilbur recently, too, from one of his exes. Yeah, is that what this Alice person is saying? Because I haven't looked at it yet. Let me see. Okay, let's take a look. My experience with Wilbur. Oh, you know what? I think I did read this yesterday. You should talk about Ukraine and Palestine now? Oh my god, can you imagine? I feel like everybody would leave my stream. Okay, anyways. Hello, I'm Alice. I dated Wilbur back in 2019, and I want to speak out about my experience. I felt like I couldn't talk about this sooner because I was scared of his public influence and the potential backlash from fans. But now, after hearing Shelby's story, seeing the support she's been shown, and admiring her bravery, I finally feel safe to break my silence on our relationship. Back in 2019, at the beginning of the relationship, I was immediately shown a lot of affection, very reminiscent of love bombing. One of his close friends at the time warned me in confidence to be careful, as if they had seen people get hurt in the past, but I believed he was good inside. After a month, the honeymoon period was over, and it was like I was dating a completely different person. I was told to keep our relationship secret, but was framed in a way that implied that it was for my safety, as if it was in my best interest to keep this a secret despite my own feelings. I believe that he enjoyed having control in the relationship. Yeah, no, I agree with Zerman here. The hurtful biting is genuine assault. Yeah. The love bombing kind of triggers me a little. He's wooing you. That's what you want guys to do. Oh, I don't know. Or he didn't want you to get bombarded by his fans. That's true as well. Anyways, continuing. I would have to hide as he streamed and sit silently in the corner of his room, waiting for him to go offline. He would say condescending things to me about my interests and the type of content I created, as if he just didn't take it, or me, seriously, and would only be enthusiastic about his future plans with music and desire for fame. I never felt like he was encouraging towards me or any of my goals, and in the last few months, he made me feel extremely unlovable and unwanted. I had suffered with self-harm tendencies in 2019. He ignored the marks on my body and only took interest in retelling his own life struggles. I also experienced the biting habit, which has already been elaborated on by Shelby. After a while, I noticed that it was always me putting the effort into the relationship, so I decided one day to not be the one to message first, just to see what would happen, and he never spoke to me again, so the relationship dissolved. I would love to know more details about this because it seems like it was partly online, partly in person. Because the fact that she didn't message him first and he never spoke to her again, like, that's kind of weird. Like, clearly she at least spent some of the time with him, right? Why the fuck is his friend telling a girl to be careful? That is such a red flag. Stars, are you driven entirely by thoughts of fame and attention? Well, I don't think so. I do want to make good content, but it's weird even for an LDR, in my opinion. The unlovable and unwanted part lines up with Shelby's account of the end of their relationship too. Shelby said she thought it was him trying to push her away so she'd break up with him, rather than the other way around. Yeah. How can someone have a biting habit? The only habit I had was a sucking habit, but I grew out of that when I stopped being a toddler. I don't know. How does he not talk to her ever again if he clearly knows that they're together? I don't really get that part. I don't get it either. It's very strange, but... Be careful is a red flag but victims can see with rose-colored glasses, and that's never a victim's fault, period. I agree with that. Okay. Skipping ahead to 2021. So they'd been broken up for a while. This was in 2019. I'd suffered with self-harm tendencies in 2019. He ignored the marks on my body and only took an interest in retelling his own life struggles. Whatever, okay. So here's the next part, skipping ahead to 2021, so 2 years later. We'd spoken briefly over an Instagram DM about the relationship and ended meeting up for closure on how things went in 2019. I gave him a second chance and met up hoping to get some answers. We walked through densely populated areas of town where we got stopped multiple times by his fans. In hindsight, this felt very intentional, almost as if it was to flaunt his influence and desirability to me. We went to a bar to talk, and he then proceeded to get me very drunk. He got us an Uber back to his house. I ended up blacking out in his bed due to the alcohol, but the last thing I remember was him non-consensually removing my clothes. The next morning, he proceeded to tell me that I must be a lesbian because I wasn't interested in him. These past years have been extremely difficult to navigate because of this. I couldn't go online without seeing him everywhere and being adored as this soft boy who heroically respects women and mental health issues. I couldn't even go to conventions and enjoy my own hobbies without seeing people dressed up as him. Shelby was right. Staying quiet wasn't bringing me any peace. It was only keeping his. So yeah, this is really fucked up. If this happened where, you know, she was like blacked out and drunk, and then he was removing her clothes without her consent, that's fucked up. He shouldn't have done that, you know? That's very clearly like assault, right? So, you don't want me, you're gay as hell. Yeah, crazy. Wilbur got too used to being some hotshot who makes mediocre music and Twitch fame and thought he could just get away with something like this. What a piece of shit. I don't know. Wilbur's music said it all at this point. What is surprising? I didn't know his music said it all. But yeah, if she blacked out and he took her clothes off without her consent, that's obviously wrong, right? That's obvious. There's no question about it. Wilbur's music is literally him being an incel. Oh my god. Jesus. But yeah, so hopefully we can get, you know, GeorgeNotFound to be live sometime soon. Let's see. Let me pull up his Twitch. I'm gonna pull up GeorgeNotFound's Twitch, and if he goes live, we'll have it in the background. But then we have to move on. The other drama, you know? So.
Hello.
George isn't live. Yeah, I know. Okay. So, I don't want to watch this. Sorry. I was going to cover the Destiny versus Candace Owens thing today. Thank you for covering these topics. No problem, Haley. Guys, the way to help me, if you want to really help me, is you can click on my YouTube link that I'm about to drop in the Twitch chat, and you can subscribe to me there. I upload and I live stream on YouTube as well. That cat pic is so good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it is. I love it so much. Please follow, like the YouTube video, subscribe, sub if you're feeling frisky. For real. You seem like a pog streamer, W take. Thank you. Stardust, thank you for going live talking about this whole situation. I'm live nearly every day, but probably Wednesday, we're going to do a listening party. I'm trying to go for like Fantano kind of style, you know? So. Candace called Destiny a predator for being 35 and LARPing as a 19 or 20-year-old. What the fuck does that even mean? Yeah, we're going to cover the Candace and Destiny drama. She kept calling him 35 like it was an own. Yeah, I saw that. George is not as well composed as Dreamer Wilbur. I can't imagine a live stream going so well. So yeah, we'll wait for George to say something. If not, you know, well, I'll be back. But yeah, I take Mondays and Tuesdays off usually. So, could you keep us updated about the George situation? I'm really interested in it. And with your opinions, you speak straight out of my mouth. Oh, thank you, Carol Hot Hat. That's so kind of you. Yeah, of course. I will try to keep everybody updated on the Wilbur situation. Not Wilbur, the George situation. Fuck. Sorry. If George isn't saying anything, he's getting more evidence he didn't do it. Okay. Do we know what time he'll be streaming? I don't want to miss this important stream. I don't know, unfortunately. I don't know. He just said that he would. I'll be doing a very serious stream later today. This post is just to make that clear. So you did say later today, but it's not, I don't know. Let me see. Did he tweet anything else? Why are there community notes on this? What's going on? He did, in fact, assault someone. Bro, what is this? Post note not needed. Yes, support victims always, but no need for a note on this tweet. Wait for his team to come up with their excuses. No note needed. His opinion, Twitch VOD, is not enough evidence to prove otherwise. Oh my god. Community notes has been contaminated. Opinion or speculation. Okay. Community notes has been absolutely contaminated. He's got to have that quite level thoroughness to turn this situation around. I agree. Just subbed. We'll be keeping up with you. Nice to hear from someone with a level head and critical thinking skills. Refreshing. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm here for the drama, guys. I'm here to, I mean, sorry. I know you guys don't like it when I call things drama, okay? But I do primarily drama coverage and political drama coverage. And then I also am starting up a new show every Wednesday where we are going to review new albums that came out. And this Wednesday, we are going to review the new Ariana Grande album that came out. So Why would you say drama? OMG, I'm triggered. Have a good night. Thanks for covering this. No problem. I saw someone say that George might be confused and nervous how to react to this, and I agree. It's his first time dealing with this. I'm interested in what he will say about it, though. I feel he'll be straight up honest with it. I don't know. So, those are the strangest community notes I've ever seen. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, let's see this Candace Owens Destiny thing. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys, and I'm pulling it up. Are you guys like fans of George, or are you fans of the girl, Katie? Where did you guys all come from? What community are you all from? If you're gonna listen to new albums, I recommend Tomorrow X Together. Text for short. They're releasing some music on April 1st. Okay, I'll try to keep an eye out for that. Make a point not to go into his offline chat for your own safety. Damn, must be rough. I'm a George fan. Okay. I'm not either, I don't know them. I was a fan of both, also a Wilbur fan before the news came out. I'm familiar with the two, but not a fan. I looked up his user on here and you came up. Oh, okay. Believe victims, of course, but I'm curious why when it's a situation online, we always assume guilty until proven innocent, but IRL, it's innocent until proven guilty. I'm still trying to understand it. I think it's just like the court of public opinion and things get kind of spun out of control online. I was in DSMP and Wilbur got me looking again, so not really any in particular, but technically was a fan of George. Interesting. So you guys seem to have come from like mostly the Minecraft community. I saw the drama and I came on Twitch trying to see what people say about it. Interesting. Interesting. I'm just from the Minecraft YouTube community. Okay, that's cool. That's very cool. My bad typo. I'm a stone edibles. Jeez. He has a giant following. Yeah, yeah. And you know, let's hope that this is just like a misunderstanding between two adults, right? Let's hope, because that's all we can really say. You know, we'll never know for sure, right? But maybe they can work things out. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. We never know. So, all right, let's take a look here. So Destiny had Candace Owens in his own fucking house. That's fucking wild.
They are not the most literate.
You think people that graduate with college can't read well?